podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Do you own a business? If so, save money and time with Farmers National Bank's free business checking. You receive 1,000 free monthly transaction items, free online banking, free bill pay, free e-statements. Plus, you get a free gift at account opening. Call us at 866-888-0220 or stop into one of our convenient locations for assistance. Farmers National Bank, your lifetime bank. $50 minimum deposit at account opening. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Good morning to you. It's Tuesday. It's the 28th day of March, and we are looking at a chance of rain showers today. Sprinkles today, mostly cloudy, and a cooler day. 53 is your high. A low tonight of 30. Forecast is coming your way. News comes up here first.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
We told you last week that Domino's Pizza is heading back to Harrodsburg, but some Harrodsburg residents are concerned about where the building will be and the traffic issues it may cause. The Harrodsburg-Mercer County Planning and Zoning Commission recently approved a site plan submitted to build a 6,000-square-foot commercial building at 451 South College Street for what would be the future home of a Domino's. However, concerns have been raised by some residents that pulling in and out of that location, as well as potential traffic backups, may cause issues. Harrodsburg Mayor Scott Mosley says that most of it is out of the city's hands.
There's not a lot that the city can do because the road it's backing out onto is the a state highway, so the state would have to intervene. At that point, we could request some research to be done, but as far as taking any kind of action, we cannot at all.
Mosley said that the building also fits within the boundaries of their particular zoning, but that any safety concerns will be discussed with local fire and police. The contract with Domino's does state that the store had to be open by the end of the year, and work is expected to start on it in the next 30 days. Third Thursdays are coming back to downtown Danville next month. The Danville-Boyle County Convention and Visitors Bureau recently announced that Third Thursdays would make its return on April 20th and continue throughout October on the third Thursday of the month. Third Thursdays provide downtown Danville shoppers and visitors the chance to eat at restaurants later and shop while the downtown entertainment district is enacted, meaning you can sip and stroll with your drinks. There are also new items this year, like the Kentucky Maker Spotlight, where the people behind your favorite farmers market stall and art shows will be set up, as well as the downtown Danville receipt swap, where you can take a same-day receipt from a downtown restaurant to a downtown retail shop, or vice versa, and get 10% off. It all starts Thursday, April 20th. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear signed 3 bills into law yesterday to protect children from abuse, all while he also declared April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Those 3 bills are House Bill 78, which clarifies the legal definition of incest, Senate Bill 80, which ensures that registered sex offenders can't come within 1,000 feet of a high school, middle school, elementary school, preschool, publicly owned or leased playground, or licensed daycare facility. There's also Senate Bill 229, which strengthens the reporting requirements when Kentuckians have reason to believe a child has been abused, neglected, or a victim of human trafficking. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
We love NASCAR. Catch the races here on WHIR AM 1230.
Let's do this big in the bluegrass with big savings on an incredible lineup of new Kias at Cartown Kia.
Lease the 2023 Kia Forte, just $249 down and $249 per month.
If you take home over $350 a week, we have over 20 lenders that want to approve you. Go big with the biggest savings on new Kias at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
2023 Kia Forte, $249 down, $249 per month, $2,700 to assign, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, plus tax, title, license, stock, and acquisition fees with approved credit. No security deposit required. All incentives to dealer. Pricing includes dealer-added options. See dealer for details. Offer expires April 3rd.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at ADA Heating and Air. Trust ADA to be there when you need them the most. ADA is always on the way. Call them 859-519-6382. That's how you get in touch with ADA Heating and Air. You get a chance of rain showers today. Mostly cloudy, however, this afternoon. 54 is your high. A low tonight of 30. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 57. Thursday, 63. And Friday, rain showers moving in here and a high of 67. Right now, it's 6:11 in the morning. It's 37 degrees in Danville, and it's Joe Show time. Let's rock and roll.
Say, look at JoJo.
Good morning to you, Danville and Boyle County. It's time for the Joe Show on 103.9 FM WHIR. Alrighty, folks, it is Tuesday. It's March the 28th, and today is National Hot Tub Day on the Joe Show. Grab a cocktail, drop your drawers to slip into your swimmies, and feel all the tensions of the world melt away in the warm comfort of steamy bubbles. An added bonus, throw on some calming music and relax. This is the day to celebrate the bubbles, so go get you some today, National Hot Tub Day. On the Joe Show, it's also something on a stick day. Today is the day that your food and a stick dreams are made up. And seriously, who doesn't love relaxed finger food that you can pick up on a stick and eat? So whether it's a corn dog, toffee apple, sausage, cheese cubes on a toothpick, ice cream bar, lollipop, or other lovely treats, feel free to indulge on them in this day. Want to really live it up? How about a main course and dessert all on a stick? Easy, informal, and fun. And very little cleaning to do as well. What a great time and theme for a dinner party. Today is something on a stick day. It's also National Hot Tub Day. On this Tuesday, March the 28th edition of The Joe Show. 238-WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. And we'd love to have you on the radio this morning here on The Joe Show, 238-WHIR. As always, we start off every morning with the playing of our national anthem. It's brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall and the Hometown Radio Network, teaming up to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And today in the spotlight, we have Chris Stapleton. We haven't played his anthem in quite some time. He was the one that did the anthem this year at the Super Bowl. And we have Chris Stapleton in this morning's national anthem spotlight. Here he is, brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall and the Hometown Radio Network.
Grammy Award winner, Chris Stapleton.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, for so proudly we hailed at the twilight's past gleaming, whose broad strides and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets break there amongst birds singing gay through the night, and our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
The national anthem brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall and the Hometown Radio Network. And I realized halfway through that song, I never flipped my board into live mode. It was on automatic automation mode, so sorry about that, but I'm here live. I've been here. I've been talking, but nobody's been hearing me because I didn't have the board flipped into the right mode. 238-WHIR, the phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. To get birthdays and anniversaries here on the radio, we've got a pretty good list of names this morning for our birthday list. Let's do our birthday party thing this morning here on WHIR. Here's how it looks. Darius Boffman having a birthday today. Happy birthday to Darius. Jennifer Collette is having a birthday today. Mackenzie Hammer celebrates a birthday today. So does Janet Hamner. So you have Mackenzie Hammer and Janet Hamner. And Brittany Montgomery on the birthday list today as well. 238-WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning. 238-9447. We'd love to have you on the radio this morning here in the Joe Show. Call them in. 238-WHIR. It's a Tuesday. Typical Tuesday morning show lined up for you. Starts off at 7:20 with Boyle County baseball coach Adam Blair. Rebels got a big win last night over Mercer County. Beat a UK commit, Evan Hart, who pitched for the Titans last night. Beat him 5-2. And we had that game yesterday on Z105, and we'll talk with Coach Blair about that win coming up at 7:20 here on the Joe Show. 7:40, it's the County Agents Corner. It's Alexis Sheffield who joins us this week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll have Alethea tomorrow, and then Alexis again on Thursday, and then Tyler on Friday. It's Boyle County week. So Alexis will join us this morning at 7:40. In the 8 o'clock hour this morning at 8:20. I'm sorry, in the 7 o'clock hour, almost skipped over this, we have Jenny Holland, our Danville City Commissioner, on here at 7:50 this morning. They didn't have a City Commission meeting yesterday. So we'll have Jenny on here at 7:50. She'll give us an update what's going on there at Danville City Hall, and that'll be at 7:50 this morning. In the 8 o'clock hour, at 8:40, James the Gardener joins us, Gardening with James, and we'll have James on here this morning. We'll have Randyisms in the 8 o'clock hour as well. 8:20 this morning, Randyisms. 8:40, James. I'm getting ahead of myself because Dusty is not in again this Tuesday morning. So Dusty is out and about. He has to do some other work this morning with his business, Pro Sound and Lights, and so we will not have Dusty on this morning at 9:10. We will, however, at 9:35 have either Ann Yeager or Mary Stith Hamlin on this morning for a talk of a lifetime and Stith Funeral Home. That's the rundown of today's show. We'd love to have you on 238-WHIR, 238-9447, as we start off this morning with a look at early morning sports. And here it is. A North Carolina basketball star enters the transfer portal. Texas hires their new men's basketball coach, and the 49ers GM says one of their quarterbacks has earned the right to start. Those are the headlines on this Tuesday morning. I'm Joe Mathis, guiding you through these Tuesday morning sports, starting off in college basketball, where North Carolina men's basketball star Caleb Love has announced that he is entering the transfer portal. He's the sixth Tar Heel player to leave the program this offseason, and the team missed the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2010. My time at UNC has been rewarding and has inspired me to grow on and off the court. I'm extremely thankful to God for this journey, the junior said before thanking coaches Roy Williams and Hubert Davis. I've taken some time with my family to reevaluate what's best for me to continue to grow as a player, and I've decided to enter the transfer portal to continue my journey. Love averaged a team-high 16.7 points per game this season for UNC, who finished 20-13. The team was ranked number 1 in the preseason, but declined an invitation to the NIT after missing the big dance. In other college basketball news, Texas is removing the interim tag from men's basketball coach Rodney Terry and giving him the job permanently. The Longhorns and Terry have reached an agreement on a 5-year, $15.3 million deal. Terry stepped into that role after Chris Beard was arrested for a felony assault charge of assaulting a family member on December the 12th. He was fired on January 5th. After Terry took over, the Longhorns finished second in the Big 12 standings and then went on to win the league's conference title. They earned a number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament and were eliminated in the Midwest Regional Final on Sunday. It was player-driven, Terry told reporters after his team's 88-81 loss to Miami. The best teams to coach are player-driven teams. We were along for the ride in terms of trying to put the guys in the right position every day and every game. In the National Football League, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Trey Lance is continuing his recovery from a broken ankle, but his wait to return to the field may end up being even longer, perhaps significantly so. ago. Speaking Monday at the NFL annual meetings in Phoenix, 49ers GM John Lynch indicated that Brock Purdy, who's coming off that stellar rookie season in which he led the 49ers to a 7-1 record, including a trip to the NFC Championship game, has the inside track to remain the team's starter for week 1 of the season. Quote, I think Brock has earned the right the way he played. He's probably the leader in the clubhouse at that, Lynch said. I'll let Kyle Shanahan, the coach, make those kinds of decisions, but I know when we talk, Brock has probably earned that right to be the guy. If we were to line up, he'd probably take that first snap. And staying in the NFL, Los Angeles Chargers coach Brandon Staley knows Austin Eckler isn't satisfied with his current contract situation, but he remains hopeful the running back stays in Southern California. The Chargers running back asked for a trade this month, and the team granted Eckler and his representation permission to seek a deal. Eckler was signed as an undrafted free agent by the Chargers in 2017. He worked his way up the depth chart and signed a 4-year, $24.5 million extension in 2020. Eckler, who turns 28 in May, currently has 1 year left on his contract. The running back has totaled 3,727 rushing yards and 3,448 receiving yards and 63 touchdowns in his career. Those are the headlines on this Tuesday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
Hometown Radio's Big Deals offer is out of this world. It's Cosmic Bowling. Experience bowling with an outer space-like atmosphere. Black lights, strobe lights, and pattern lights accent the hit music that beats over the speakers. The lights and music effects make it an out-of-the-world experience. It's all at Galaxy Bowling and Entertainment Center in Richmond. Go have a lot of family fun with our Big Deals Pizza, Pins, and Pepsi party. The party includes 2 hours of bowling, bowling shoes for up to 6 people, a large pizza, and a pitcher of soda. The retail value is $85. At Big Deals online store, get the Pizza, Pins, and Pepsi party for just $49. Yes, $49. What a deal. It's a big deal out of this world. Shop and save at Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net, hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Big deals at hometownlive.net.
Lawson's Tractor 2, your local Kubota equipment dealer, wants to help you deliver a job done right. That's why they want you to know that the new Kubota inventory is arriving daily. You have work to do. They have the reliability and durability and versatile lineup to help you do it all. Visit Lawson's Tractor 2 today for all your equipment needs. Lawson's Tractor 2, 4 miles south of Danville on Highway 127, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 8 to noon. Lawson's Tractor 2.
Big changes are coming to the HVAC industry.
The minimum efficiency rating of equipment is increasing nationwide.
If your HVAC system is more than 8 years old, or if you would like a quote on upgrading your current system, call ADA Heating and Air.
Upgrading to a new, more efficient system now will save you money immediately on your utility bills and may qualify you for tax credits in 2023.
Call ADA Heating and Air for a free estimate.
ADA is on the way.
At Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, save thousands all month long on over 4,500 new and used vehicles from any of our 23 locations. We have the largest selection in Kentucky. Choose from any brand at any time at DonFranklinAuto.com. We offer easy financing and free delivery of any vehicle to the closest Don Franklin location near you. Don Franklin, Nicholasville, Mitsubishi. Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, celebrating 50 years of respect and trust. Visit DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, Nicholasville, Mitsubishi.
Hi, my name is Carol, and I'm a student at the University of Kentucky College of Nursing. Do you work with lawn or agriculture chemicals? Are you sometimes in fields, yards, or gardens where chemicals have been used? Be sure you change your clothes and wash thoroughly before you have close contact with children. Even though you cannot see or perhaps smell the chemicals, they can still be present on you and your clothing. Even a small amount of chemicals can make your child sick. Protect your children from chemical exposure. Keep them away from your soiled clothing.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Hey, it's brought to you by our friends at Coel Collision Center in Danville. They're on Lebanon Road. After a wreck, tell the tow truck driver, take your vehicle over to the experts, Brent and Devin, at Coel Collision Center, Lebanon Road in Danville. Chance of rain showers today, mostly cloudy, a high of 53. A low tonight of 30. Tomorrow, sunshine, a high of 57. Thursday, sunshine, and a high of 63. It's 6:25 in the morning, 37 degrees right here in Danville. 238-WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning, too. 238-9447. And we'd love to have you on the radio this morning here on The Joe Show. Let's see what celebrities are having birthdays on this Tuesday, March the 28th. We'll cue up the music. We'll do a birthday party for these celebrities. Happy 37th birthday today to Lady Gaga. Turns 37 years old today, or Lady Gaga, as Jimmy Fallon calls her. She's known for her songs Applause, Till It Happens to You, Born This Way, and Poker Face. Here's a clip. Lady Gaga, 37 years old today, from the movie House of Gucci that she was in.
That's not what I said. I asked you not to be one. This is serious. And you're laughing it off.
At least it's my name on the mug. It's not yours.
Our name. Sweetie.
Yeah, one of the funny guys in Hollywood is 53 years old today. This was the first celebrity that I was told in college by someone. This person said, you look like Vince Vaughn. I think it was just the receding hairline going on. I don't really know. But 53 years old for Vince Vaughn. He has been in the movies Dodgeball, A True Underdog Story, Old School, Wedding Crashers, The Breakup, Four Christmases, Unfinished Business, and The Internship. Vince Vaughn, 53 years old.
What if they take that photo and instantaneously put it out there on the line and they share it with their friends?
That's Instagram. It already exists. It's one of the most popular apps in the world. Facebook bought them for like $1 billion.
Oh, no. Mine is very different than that.
How is yours something very different than that?
Because on mine, you're taking the photo instantaneously, you're putting the photo out there on the line.
53 years old today for Vince Vaughn. Happy birthday to, Pearl Bailey. I'm sorry, that's tomorrow. Happy birthday today to Kate Gosselin, 48 years old, reality TV star from Kate Plus 8. She turns 48 today. Happy birthday to her. Brett Ratner is 54. Rush Hour, X-Men, The Last Stand, and Bruce Gilbert, movie producer, who did 9 to 5 and On Golden Pond, would have had a birthday today, or he is having a birthday. He's 76 years old today. Celebrities on the birthday list on this March the 28th. That's how they look.
Country music.
All right, it was on this day, country music history, looking back at the year 1955, where in Kiowa, Oklahoma, Reba McEntire was born. Country music artist who acted and has also scored 35 number one singles and released over 25 albums, sometimes referred to as the queen of country music. That's Reba McEntire. It was on this day, country music history, in the year 1988, Alabama. They released Fallen Angel as the third and final single from their album Just Us, which went number one. And it was on this day, country music history, 1994, Tim McGraw released his song Don't Take the Girl, which would later go to number one for him, become his first number one. And that's what's gone on this date, March 28th, in country music history. Starting off all the way back in 1955, where we celebrate the birthday of one of the all-time greats in country music, Reba McEntire.
Looking back, it was the summer I turned 18. We lived in a one-room run-down shack on the outskirts of New Orleans. We didn't have money for food or rent, to say the least.
Reba, over 25 albums. Again, the queen of country, has sold more than 70 million albums worldwide, as well as starring in her own TV sitcom called Reba, for which she was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Performance in a TV Series or a Comedy. Reba McEntire on this date, 1955. She's celebrating a birthday today. Is Reba. She is 68 years old.
Standing back from the looking glass, there stood a woman where a half-grown kid had stood. She said, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. She said, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down.
It was on this day, country music history, 1988, Alabama released their song Fallen Angel, which would become a number one for them in the country charts. The full version of this song is a long one, 7 minutes and 42 seconds long, became the 23rd number one single for Alabama on this date, 1988. Wait, where am I getting Angel from? It's again, Fallen Again. Where I got Angel from? I'm looking at this date in country music history, and right above it in 1981, Willie Nelson had Angel flying in too close to the ground. Maybe I just was reading things too fast. Fallen Again, the name of the song, not Fallen Angel.
To keep from falling somehow, but I'm falling again.
And it was on this day, country music history, in 1994, Tim McGraw released his fifth single, Don't Take the Girl. It would later go to number 1 on the Hot Country Songs charts. The track was the second single from his album, Not a Moment Too Soon. And that's what's gone on this day. Country music history, March the 28th. It's 6:30 in the morning. Here's our news.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The city of Frankfort joins Louisville and Covington as the only cities in Kentucky to pass legislation which ensures protection against discrimination on race-based hairstyles. City Commissioner Patricia Waldridge tells WKYT-TV.
I had an afro growing up until 13, so I was discriminated by my hair there. Here, it's just big hair, don't care for me.
Known as the Crown Act, the statewide version of similar legislation has been soundly defeated several times. New laws regarding DUIs and hazing have been signed by Governor Beshear.
The governor signed House Bill 262, known as Lily's Law. It makes vehicular homicide a Class B felony. The law is named after Zoe Fairfield's sister Lily, an Oldham County teenager who died after a driver under the influence crashed into their car.
There's no bill that lawmakers could pass or any order that the government could issue that would bring Lily back into our lives. But today we will all take a big step forward, saving future Kentucky families from receiving the same heartbreaking call we did.
The governor also signed Senate Bill 9, known as Lofton's Law. It makes the penalty for hazing that results in serious injury or death a Class D felony. I'm Paul Miles.
A controversial book censorship bill will soon be law in Kentucky. Senate Bill 5 reached Secretary of State Michael Adams' desk yesterday, with Governor Andy Beshear allowing it through without his signature. The bill wants schools to give parents the chance to challenge reading materials in schools they deem harmful. Supporters believe it will protect children, but critics are saying and describing it as a book-banning bill. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hey guys, life is too short for department store jewelry. You can get quality with great savings at B&L Jewelers. Now you know, if you get her that hollow illusion diamond ring from the department store, she will have tears, all right. But they are not tears of joy. They will be tears of disappointment. Make sure the tears you get will be remembered for a long time to come as the best gift ever. This is Lauren. Here at B&L Jewelers, we know that love is special, and we cherish it dearly. That's why we have the best selection of jewelry in 5 counties just for you. Did you know that here you can have value without giving up quality? That's right, you can. We have quality jewelry that will fit any budget. We make it work for you very easily. We offer several financing options. As always, we offer 12 months same as cash, free layaway for 6 months with a small down payment. Plus, you get a free lifetime guarantee on all diamond jewelry purchases, free sizing, free lifetime jewelry inspection and cleaning, free jewelry appraisal. So, if that special someone is really special, come see us at B&L Jewelers, where we can make those tears of joy. B&L Diamond Jewelers, Danville Manor Shopping Center.
Hey, let's go to Wendy's, get ourselves a breakfast this morning, and the $3 breakfast deal is back. Now, this is for a limited time only, LTO, as they say, and it's a great deal for just $3. All you need is $3. You can get a bacon, egg, or sausage egg croissant, plus a side of those awesome breakfast potatoes that they have. You get either bacon, egg, and Swiss or sausage, egg, and Swiss. Now, both breakfast sandwiches feature a fresh cracked egg, crispy bacon, or savory sausage, along with small seasoned potatoes. It's that kind of breakfast that you keep on thinking about, right? You can't get it out of your head. Like, it really gets stuck in your head because it's that delicious. Made with a melt in your mouth. This thing is awesome. Flaky, buttery croissant topped with oven-baked bacon or savory sausage and a fresh cracked egg. It's the $3 breakfast deal. It's back at Wendy's right here in Danville. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. We told you last week that Domino's Pizza is heading back to Harrodsburg, but some Harrodsburg residents are concerned about where the building will be and the traffic issues it may cause. The Harrodsburg-Mercer County Planning and Zoning Commission recently approved a site plan submitted to build a 6,000-square-foot commercial building at 451 South College Street for what would be the future home of a Domino's. However, concerns have been raised by some residents that pulling in and out of that location, as well as potential traffic backups, may cause issues. Harrodsburg Mayor Scott Mosley says that most of it is out of the city's hands.
There's
not a lot that the city can do because the road it's backing out onto is a state highway, so the state would have to intervene. At that point, we could request some research to be done, but as far as taking any kind of action, we cannot at all.
Mosley said that the building also fits within the boundaries of their particular zoning, but that any safety concerns will be discussed with local fire and police. A contract with Domino's does state that the store had to be open by the end of the year, and work is expected to start on it in the next 30 days. Third Thursdays are coming back to downtown Danville next month. The Danville-Boyle County Convention and Visitors Bureau recently announced that Third Thursdays would make its return on April 20th and continue throughout October. On the third Thursday of the month, Third Thursdays provide downtown Danville shoppers and visitors the chance to eat at restaurants later and shop while the downtown entertainment district is enacted, meaning you can sip and stroll with your drinks. There are also new items this year, like the Kentucky Maker Spotlight, where the people behind your favorite farmers market stall and art shows will be set up, as well as the downtown Danville receipt swap, where you can take a same-day receipt from a downtown restaurant to a downtown retail shop, or vice versa, and get 10% off. It all starts Thursday, April 20th. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear signed 3 bills into law yesterday to protect children from abuse, all while he also declared April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Those 3 bills are House Bill 78, which clarifies the legal definition of incest, Senate Bill 80, which ensures that registered sex offenders can't come within 1,000 feet of a high school, middle school, elementary school, preschool, publicly owned or leased playground, or licensed daycare facility. There's also Senate Bill 229, which strengthens the reporting requirements when Kentuckians have reason to believe a child has been abused, neglected, or a victim of human trafficking. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
At Suttles Tree Care, we salute the beauty of the great outdoors. And for those times when the great outdoors isn't so beautiful, you don't have to worry. At Suttles Tree Care, we do it all. We help protect your trees from damage in high winds and storms, even tree and stump removal, land clearing, brush trimming. Let Suttles Tree Care take a look at your property. If there's a tree that could be a problem, we'll let you know and take care of it before the problem happens. At Suttles Tree Care, you get the best for less. Affordable, expert tree and brush trimming, cabling to reduce stress damage on your tree from high winds, weight from ice and snow, and heavy foliage. At Suttles Tree Care, we're your neighbors. We live here. We're a licensed, insured, locally owned business, a family that's been taking care of your land for over 30 years. The great outdoors. It's beautiful. At Suttles Tree Care, we can help you keep it that way. Visit SuttlesTreeCare.com and let's take care of your trees and property before there's a problem. Suttles Tree Care. Get the best for less.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our good friends hanging out over at Cattleman's Roadhouse. Treat yourself to a delicious meal at Cattleman's, where everyone in the family is certified something to tastify their taste buds. Cattleman's Roadhouse, Danville Bypass. A great steak truly is just the beginning. You get a chance of sprinkles today in the afternoon hours. Mostly cloudy. High today 53 and a low tonight of 30. Going to be a cold one. Tomorrow, sunshine, high of 57. Thursday, sunshine and a high of 63. Right now, 6:39 in the morning. It's 36 degrees. Larry Vaught's got Vaught's Views. What's up with you today, Larry?
Vaught's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
I'm not sure I ever thought a national media member would say he thought Kentucky basketball was irrelevant, and I would not be able to fault him or her for saying that. SEC Network ESPN show host Paul Feinbaum used that word after Kentucky lost in the second round NCAA tournament to Kansas State. Feinbaum explained that every year people get excited about Kentucky because of a highly rated recruiting class, and he expects the same thing to happen next season with another number one class headed to play for John Calipari. But for the third straight year, Feinbaum said Kentucky laid an egg. 2 years ago, UK didn't even make the NCAA tournament. Last year, the Cats lost their NCAA opener to St. Peter's. Now this year, the second round loss to Kansas State. That led Feinbaum to call this Kentucky basketball season a failure, and he went on to say that the clock is ticking loudly on John Calipari's time in Kentucky.
Lots Views will return in a moment.
Put a little spring in your step. There's no better place than the Bluegrass State. And Kentucky's 45 state parks offer wide open spaces to play and stay, including private cottages and lakeside campgrounds. Plus, you can tee up at 13 nationally recognized golf courses, nestled in beautiful surroundings. Plan your getaway today at www.parks.ky.gov. That's www.parks.ky.gov.
So was ESPN and SEC Network personality Paul Feinbaum too hard on John Calipari by calling this season a failure? Maybe, but I don't think it was a success either, based on the expectations players, coaches, and fans all had. It was another historic year for Oscar Tshiebwe. Cason Wallace had a tremendous freshman season. Antonio Reeves had some monster games. But at Kentucky, success is measured by postseason success, and one NCAA tournament win in 3 years is by no means considered successful.
Find more from Larry at YourSportsEdge.com.
All right, Larry, get him then. Larry Vaught's Views, Mondays through Fridays right here on The Joe Show at this time, 238-WHIR. The phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. A New York woman recently got her finger stuck in a shopping cart and had to call 911 to come rescue her. She couldn't get her finger out of a shopping cart, which has spawned a new show that'll be released here soon called Not an Emergency 311. There's emergency 911, but what if the call that you make's really not that big of an emergency? This is the show for you, Not an Emergency 311. Check out the trailer for this show.
Coming up on Not an Emergency 311.
311, how can I assist you?
Yeah, you gotta help me. My toilet's clogged. Not all the way, but kinda clogged.
Oh, we'll send somebody out right away.
Don't miss these real calls from people who think something is an emergency when it's not an emergency.
311, how can I help you?
I can't find my remote control.
We'll send somebody out to help you find it right now.
And will they help me find something to watch?
If that's what it takes.
It's all coming up on Not an Emergency 311. Don't miss it.
There you go, Not an Emergency 311. Hey, I've got some tickets to give away. A pair of tickets to this Saturday's performance at EKU Center for the Arts. It's called Our Planet, which is a live in concert series. And Our Planet is a Netflix documentary that chronicles the animal life and the plant life that goes on that you probably have no idea about on planet Earth. And it comes with a live concert. So kind of like the Netflix series, this is live in person. They're going to show on the screen the Our Planet documentary, and then there's an actual orchestra there that's playing. It combines breathtaking HD cinematography with an all-new live on-stage orchestra performance. It's narrated by David Attenborough and William Shatner. This is going on tonight at EKU Center for the Arts. We'll give you a chance to win some of those tickets here coming up. We also have a pair of tickets to see country music artist Hunter Hayes, who will also be at EKU Center for the Arts. That's coming up this Saturday at EKU. Hunter Hayes, who has already set a couple of records in his country music career, including being the youngest person to have a #1 on the chart, the youngest male artist, I should say, to have a #1 country song on the charts. Hunter Hayes will be at EKU Center for the Arts this Saturday. So we'll give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to a couple of these events. One of them tonight at EKU Center for the Arts. Again, short notice, I understand, but if you can make plans to get out there, I'm sure you will love this Our Planet in concert at EKU. Then this coming up Saturday, you can make it a date night to see Hunter Hayes in concert, and we'll give you a chance to go see both of those things. Right now, it's 6:44 in the morning, and we're going to see what's going on in this morning's world of absolute good. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? Well, of course you are, and I am right there with you. These stories right here remind us of the silver lining in the cloud over all of our heads. It's my way of sharing the good news with you, and hopefully you'll go do the same for somebody else. A little Floyd Kramer action for you on this Tuesday morning, and here we go. Story number one coming from North St. Louis County, where 10-year-old Keon White was spending the night at his grandmother's home, Melanie Robinson, when she had a diabetic episode and collapsed. The fourth grader got to her phone, called 911, and stayed on the phone with 911 dispatch answering questions until EMS arrived and he let them inside the home. Doctors say Robinson suffered a hypoglycemia crisis, and she is now recovering in the hospital and is praising her grandson for saving her life. Here's a clip of Keon describing what he did to save his grandma.
I was screaming her name, and she wouldn't answer me. So I got her phone and dialed 911. I told them that my grandma wouldn't answer me and that her eyes was closed.
Story number two coming from Chicago, where Chicago area carpenter and amateur storm chaser Johnny Gable was chasing a string of deadly tornadoes in Mississippi. When he heard about the devastation in Rolling Fork and headed there to help, he arrived in the town to a scene of near total destruction, heard a yell for help, and found an elderly woman sitting on her bed in what was left of her house. Now Gable is promising to use his construction skills to help the family rebuild for free, and is hoping people will donate to a GoFundMe to help pay for their materials. And story number three coming from Ontario, where when Tanya Walsh got married in 2018, the Ontario bride wore a wedding dress that her mother had bought for her. And when her mom passed away soon after, she was glad to have the dress to remind her of her mom and to hand down to her own daughters one day. Earlier this year, she was visiting her dad and learned that he had cleaned out her mom's closet and accidentally donated the dress to charity. After not finding the dress at two charities where it likely would have been donated, she took a long shot and turned to social media in the hope that someone would be able to help her. Her post on Facebook was shared over 1,000 times and caught the eye of St. Vincent de Paul store volunteer Sheila, who found the dress and returned it to Tanya. Wow. A thrift store volunteer finds a woman's lost wedding dress. A storm chase rescues family and then promises to help them rebuild. And a Missouri 10-year-old saves his grandma's life during a medical emergency. And that's what's going on in this morning's World of Absolute Good. Coming up here on the Joe Show, we've got NASCAR news. We have Silliness at Sunrise, the best jokes from late night television, Rick Dees and his Planet of the Apps, and we'll have the Country Comic Spotlight. But until then, we've got Floyd Kramer. Take us home, buddy.
Keep it clean.
Thank you, Boyle Countyans, for helping keep Boyle County clean. Don't throw your trash out of your car. Keep it inside till you can dispose of it properly by bringing your plastic water bottles, soda bottles, and energy drink bottles to one of the Boyle County convenience centers for recycling. Let's keep Boyle County looking beautiful today and tomorrow. Please cover those loads when going to the convenience centers.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Republic Services of Kentucky offers a single-source solution for all of your disposal needs, servicing residential, commercial, and industrial customers with offerings that include recycling and other disposal options. You have enough to worry about on a daily basis. Leave waste disposal to Republic Services. They'll handle it from there. For a quote or to discuss services, reach out to republicservices.com or give them a call at 859-263-2000. 263-2000.
A wild one at Coda. You're just trying to drive in there as hard as you can and hope that you stop. You know, you could be minding your own business and get whacked in the rear corner.
Reddick refuses to lose.
Can't be feeling bad for yourself. You have to get back to work and execute.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. What, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hi, it's PRN's Brad Gilley. Did you know you could take PRN with you anywhere? That's right. By downloading the PRN mobile app, you can listen to our live race broadcast from anywhere. Download today for station listings and on-demand access to your favorite studio shows like Fast Talk, The Pit Reporters, or Garage Pass. Get all the latest racing information at your fingertips with the PRN mobile app. Available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play.
Holding on through 3 overtimes, Tyler Reddick refused to give in on the way to grabbing the victory in the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Behind the wheel of the Monster Energy Toyota, Reddick dominated and never got agitated by all the late race yellows.
Just got to remove emotion from your thought. You're being emotional in a moment. You can't have the mental clarity to get the job done. Just have to remove all that from your brain. It's done and over with, and you got to reset and be ready to go for the next restart, because everybody behind you is grinding their teeth and doing everything they can to get an edge on you. You can't be feeling bad for yourself. You have to get back to work and execute and just do it again.
It was Reddick's first win for 23XI Racing, and he's now won 3 of the last 5 Cup Series road races. William Byron led a lot, but faded to 5th after getting bounced around in what turned out to be all day a crazy and calamitous turn 1.
Yeah, it was bowling balls. I mean, you're all tandemed up, and you're just relying on the guy in front of you to stop. So it was cleaner at the beginning of the race. Like, we had some really fun restarts, me and Reddick and a couple other guys, but towards the end it's just physics. You're just trying to drive in there as hard as you can and hope that you stop.
Former Formula One champion Jenson Button had quite the experience. The Englishman was driving a car for WHIR Racing prepared by Stuart Haas, finishing a respectable 18th in his NASCAR debut.
It looks good on TV, I'm sure, but you know, you could be minding your own business and get a whack in the rear corner. But to come through it and get a reasonable result, very happy with that. And I gave as good as I got, which also pleased me.
The new point leader is Ross Chastain by 19 over Kyle Busch.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
The final horse now in the gate, and they're off. They're starting off with a double toe loop jump, leaving a difficult 7-10 split as there's movement on the inside rail. Only 9 pins separate them now as they head to the final quarter mile. They're neck and neck. It's down to the last frame. Here comes the axle jump. They bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Win, strike, savings, gold.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Ross Chastain may have not won back-to-back Cup races at COTA, but he did find another way to smash watermelons off the track's 20-story observation tower.
That thing is way up there. It's 250 some odd feet. You're standing up there, and I had to lean over the side. Don't recommend it. You'll probably go to COTA jail if you throw something off yourself. So I feel like I'm in elite company. That was a cool moment.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass, brought to you by Progressive. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $700 on average.
Is your heat or air conditioning acting up? Did you know new HVAC for your home no longer has to cost an arm and a leg? The HVAC outlet based here in Danville offers 2- and 3-ton heat pump complete change-outs for $39.95 or as low as $100 a month. The HVAC outlet offers a 10-year manufacturer's warranty on all parts. Call them today, 859-209-1112, or swing by 308 Fackler Street in Danville. It's 859-209-1112. The HVAC outlet in Danville, servicing all of Central Kentucky.
Car Express Wash. Don't drive dirty.
Unlimited wash memberships are the best way to take care of your car. Save money and wash for as little as $1 a day at Car Express Wash. Free vacuums with every paid visit. Undercarriage blasters are available on all washes, family plans, fleet accounts, veterans and first responder discounts. Ask about their discount and loyalty cards. Car Express Wash, Danville Bypass, Big Blue Building.
Car Express Wash. Don't drive dirty. Car Express Wash.
Hi,
Hi, Clifford Irvin again. The youth are indeed our future. We are proud to support our young people in sports, school, church, and other activities. Irvin Group Realtors and Auctioneers, we understand the importance of a home buying or selling decision. We greatly appreciate and support those who make this community our home as well. No one sells it better. Irvin Group, supporting the Golden Lions and your community for over 50 years.
The Urban Group Realtors and Auctioneers. No one sells it better.
Imagine what it feels like to be a hero every day. You can make a difference in the Coast Guard, jobs that matter.
Join the Coast Guard or Coast Guard Reserve. Save lives, stop drugs, protect the environment. Call toll-free 1-877-NOW-USCG.
Coast Guard, jobs that matter.
Call toll-free 1-877-NOW-USCG. The Coast Guard, jobs that matter.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends at the HVAC outlet right here in Danville. The best ductless mini splits you can install yourself, or they can help with installation. They're one of the largest distributors in the state of Kentucky. They also have heat pumps with 10-year parts warranty and financing available. Call before you buy anywhere else and get the outlet price from the HVAC outlet in Danville, 859-209-1112. Mostly cloudy, high today 53, low tonight 30. Tomorrow, sunshine, high of 57. Thursday, sunshine and a high of 63. It's 6:55 in the morning right now. It's 36 degrees here in Danville. 238 WHIR. The phone number to call in, 238-9447. Rick Dees from his Boyle County farm. The Joe Show tech reporter letting us know what app we should download this morning.
Welcome to the planet of the apps.
Okay, now you can kick your photo editing to the next level with Photo Leap. Photo Leap, L-E-A-P, Photo Leap. And you can turn your ideas in your head into brilliant art right on your mobile device. Now, whether you're looking for a picture editor, building graphic designs from scratch, or just adding a magical touch to your photos, Photo Leap is an all-in-one design app, and you need it. We downloaded Photo Leap, and you can use layers, you can enhance, you can adjust, you can kick it up a notch with a photo or a video. You can blend in animation. That's right, I said animation. You'll have people saying, how did you do that? Well, you did it with Photo Leap. Superimpose images, create double exposures, create surreal iPhone art or whatever you have. Photo Leap. Combine photos if you want. It's unlimited with Photo Leap, 5-star rated. So download it, see what you think. Photo Leap in the App Store. It's Rick Dees and this molten magma every day. We call it the planet of the apps.
Thank you there, Rick Dees. The planet of the apps, Mondays through Fridays in the Joe Show at this time, leads us into the Country Comic Spotlight this morning, where Corey Michaelis is in the spotlight. Corey Michaelis, who talks about how he is a teacher in his actual day job. He does comedy on the side, but he's actually a public school teacher. Here's Corey Michaelis in the Country Comic Spotlight.
I think now's a good time to tell you all that I teach high school. That's my day job. In Seattle, don't worry about it. Your kids are fine. Teach high school right out of college at 22 years old, right out of a conservative Christian college. They're like, we're going to have you teach sex ed. Because apparently their philosophy was, those who can't. Are you going to have the lunch lady teach health class too? What's going on here? I teach world history now. I teach world history, which is fun. I like to teach world history. It allows me to teach the kids about things they've never thought of before. Maybe you've never thought of this. They didn't call it World War I at the time. That would have been super pessimistic. Well, there's going to be a bunch of these things, so we'll just call this one and we'll see what happens, right? What'd they call it at the time? Anybody know? The Great War, that's right. And H.G. Wells, he referred to it as the war to end all wars, which didn't work out very well, right? Calling it World War I at the time would be like if I would have walked up to you and been like, here, I'd like to introduce you to wife number one. Gonna be a bunch of these things, so I'm not an idiot, I just introduced her as the great wife to be safe, right? And now the wife to end all wives, because I'm not doing it again.
Corey Michaelis in the Country Comic Spotlight. The best jokes from late night television last night, starting off with Jimmy Fallon joking about Twitter and the value of Twitter now being half of what Elon Musk paid for it last year.
Some business news. Elon Musk just valued Twitter at $20 billion, which is less than half of what he paid for it last year. You got to give him credit, though. At a time when the price of everything has gone up, Elon cut Twitter in half. So, I mean, that's...
There you go. Jimmy also joking about Dunkin' Donuts selling a breakfast taco now.
Hey, I saw that Dunkin' Donuts just launched their first ever breakfast tacos. Yeah, and if you order that with the coffee, it's like adding Mentos to Diet Coke. Oh.
Jimmy Fallon, Corey Michaelis, Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps. And a shout-out to Bus 121 this morning, where Tim and Pitt are on the roads picking up the kiddos, getting them to Hogsett and Tolliver schools, and we appreciate the great work that they do. And kids, you know what I got to say to you? Do the best work you possibly can, listen to your teachers, and most importantly, be kind to everybody, because there will never be another March the 28th of 2023. So make this day pay off accordingly. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Top Hour News is coming, and we're giving away some tickets right after this.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. A group of Republican senators introduced a measure on Monday that would overturn President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. The proposal, brought forth by Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy, asserts that Biden's executive action favors a small group of borrowers and leaves behind Americans who hold other forms of debt. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer slamming the Republicans.
Republicans are showing how callous and uncaring they are by trying to block debt relief that will literally transform the lives for so many for the better.
The plan will cost $400 billion, according to the Congressional Budget Office. Nashville Mayor John Cooper is thanking local police for keeping what he's calling the city's worst day from becoming an even greater tragedy. 3 elementary school children and 3 adults died in the shooting. Police shot and killed the shooter inside the Covenant Presbyterian School. President Biden says the Nashville school shooting is heartbreaking.
It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons.
He commended the police and their quick response. The president's ordered U.S. flags at the White House and all other federal buildings to be flown at half-staff to honor the victims. It's in effect through Friday at sunset. Noting the shooter had assault weapons, Biden once again called on Congress to ban assault weapons. Vice President Kamala Harris is kicking off a week-long trip in Africa.
We are guided not by what we can do for Africa, but what we can do with Africa.
She met with Ghana's president and announced a $100 million package to support conflict prevention and stabilization in coastal West Africa. Harris said the U.S. is committed to strengthening partnerships with African leaders and praised Ghana's president for upholding democratic principles. The vice president will later visit Tanzania and Zambia. The Biden administration's push to deepen ties with Africa comes as China and Russia have boosted investments in the region. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
A good work partner knows what you need before you need it. That's how it feels when you work with Cintas. Your dedicated Cintas service reps get to know your business and have the industry knowledge that can help you prepare for what's ahead. They'll deliver your team's workwear freshly laundered. Make sure your first aid and safety supplies, mats, mops, and towels are stocked when you need them. And your fire extinguishers are inspected and in working order. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright.
The Manhattan grand jury investigating former President Trump reconvened on Monday for the first time in a week. Lisa G. reports.
On Monday, David Pecker, the former publisher of the National Enquirer, testified before the grand jury for the second time. Pecker was allegedly familiar with so-called catch and kill payments that would be used to help squash negative stories about Trump before the 2016 election. There's still no word when the Manhattan District Attorney's Office might ask the grand jury to vote on possible charges against Trump.
Disney is set to begin layoffs this week. More from Lisa Taylor.
According to a memo sent by CEO Bob Iger, it's the first of 3 rounds of cuts that will total about 7,000 employees. The belt-tightening is part of a broader effort to trim corporate spending and streamline operations. The layoffs are expected to affect Disney's media division, along with parks and resorts and ESPN.
In Florida, a workshop is on tap in Broward as school board members go over sex ed curriculum changes so the district is in compliance with the Parental Rights in Education law, better known as the Don't Say Gay bill. School Board Vice Chair Debbie Hickson says they're shifting from a comprehensive plan to one focused solely on teaching abstinence, with lessons on the reproductive system, human anatomy, and LGBTQ plus issues taken out.
I think we're not educating our students properly if we're not teaching them all of the parts of what sex education looks like and what's appropriate and inappropriate for touching, and teaching them all the right body parts.
Baltimore Ravens star quarterback Lamar Jackson says he requested a trade from the team. Trey Thomas with more.
Jackson posted on Twitter that he asked for the trade on March 2nd after the Ravens weren't interested in meeting his value. He added his main goal is to win a Super Bowl, but he must also do what's best for his family.
Before the opening bell, stock futures are little changed this morning. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
DNC Small Engine Repair. We repair all types, brands of mowers, weed eaters, chainsaws, blowers, pressure washers, virtually anything with a 2 or 4 cycle engine at DNC Small Engine. We pride ourselves in getting your equipment fixed right the first time and back to you within days, not weeks or months. We even offer pickup and delivery. All work's guaranteed. You have my word on that because I'm the owner, Doug Coulter. Come see us at DNC Small Engine Repair on 1125 Stanford Avenue. Call us at 859-209-2615. 209-2615. Service is always in season.
Good morning to you folks. Tuesday, March the 28th, 35 degrees. As you are waking up on this Tuesday morning, chance we see some early afternoon rain, but besides that, should be a cloudy day and a cooler day as well, with 53 as the high. Forecast is coming your way. News comes up here first, brought to you by Stewart Powell Ford Lincoln Mazda.
It's all about you and Stewart Powell.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore, General Manager at Stewart Powell Ford, where we make it easy to do business with us. Our team is dedicated to providing you with a hassle-free experience from start to finish. Whether you're in the market for a new vehicle or need to get your current vehicle serviced, we have you covered. Stop by and see how easy we make it at 225 South Danville Bypass here in Danville, or anytime at www.stewartpowellford.com.
Stewart Powell Ford Lincoln Mazda.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. We told you last week that Domino's Pizza is heading back to Harrodsburg, but some Harrodsburg residents are concerned about where the building will be and the traffic issues it may cause. The Harrodsburg-Mercer County Planning and Zoning Commission recently approved a site plan submitted to build a 6,000-square-foot commercial building at 451 South College Street for what would be the future home of a Domino's. However, concerns have been raised by some residents that pulling in and out of that location, as well as potential traffic backups, may cause issues. Harrodsburg Mayor Scott Mosley says that most of it is out of the city's hands.
There's not a lot that the city can do because the road it's backing out onto is the a state highway, so the state would have to intervene. At that point, we could request some research to be done, but as far as taking any kind of action, we cannot at all.
Mosley said that the building also fits within the boundaries of their particular zoning, but that any safety concerns will be discussed with local fire and police. A contract with Domino's does state that the store had to be open by the end of the year, and work is expected to start on it in the next 30 days. Third Thursdays are coming back to downtown Danville next month. The Danville-Boyle County Convention and Visitors Bureau recently announced that Third Thursdays would make its return on April 20th and continue throughout October on the third Thursday of the month. Third Thursdays provide downtown Danville shoppers and visitors the chance to eat at restaurants later and shop while the downtown entertainment district is enacted, meaning you can sip and stroll with your drinks. There are also new items this year, like the Kentucky Maker Spotlight, where the people behind your favorite farmers market stall and art shows will be set up, as well as the downtown Danville receipt swap, where you can take a same-day receipt from a downtown restaurant to a downtown retail shop, or vice versa, and get 10% off. It all starts Thursday, April 20th. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear signed 3 bills into law yesterday to protect children from abuse, all while he also declared April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Those 3 bills are House Bill 78, which clarifies the legal definition of incest, Senate Bill 80, which ensures that registered sex offenders can't come within 1,000 feet of a high school, middle school, elementary school, preschool, publicly owned or leased playground, or licensed daycare facility. There's also Senate Bill 229, which strengthens the reporting requirements when Kentuckians have reason to believe a child has been abused, neglected, or a victim of human trafficking. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis. The Hometown Radio Network sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. NASCAR racing this weekend on your home for NASCAR, 103.9 FM WHIR. Saturday, the Xfinity Series, the Toyota Care 250. It's at Richmond Raceway. 1 o'clock green flag drop, a race we'll have on 103.9 FM WHIR. The Big Boys, the Cup Series, Sunday at 3:30 at Richmond on 103.9 FM WHIR. And all games and races at hometownlive.net.
This morning's local news was a service of Stuart Powell Ford Lincoln Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stuartpowell.com.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our good friends over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision and auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at 315 Delahaye. Call ahead for an appointment. 236-2299, 236-2299, Danville Auto Body Shop. Cloudy skies today, 53 is the high, 30 is your low. Sunshine tomorrow, high of 57. Thursday, sunshine and a high of 63. Right now, it's 7:11 in the morning. It's 35 degrees here in Danville. 238-WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. We'd love to have you on the radio this morning here on the Joe Show as we see what news is breaking and trending in this 7 o'clock hour. Starting off with President Biden, who has ordered U.S. flags at the White House and all other federal buildings to be flown at half-staff to honor the victims of yesterday's school shooting in Nashville. It's in effect through Friday at sunset. As we told you, 3 kids, 3 adults were killed when the shooter opened fire at the Covenant Presbyterian School in Nashville. The shooter was armed with 2 assault-style weapons before being shot and killed by police officers. Former Olympic gymnast Shawn Johnson is shaken after the Nashville school shooting. Johnson's children go to a school near Covenant Presbyterian School where those people were murdered. Johnson took to Instagram and shared, "I haven't been able to catch my breath since reading the news and getting a call from our school that they were on lockdown as well as giving the news. Shaking, crying, heartbroken, horrific." She added, quote, "I feel lucky and blessed, but still so incredibly sad. No parent or family should ever have to deal with this." Reports say a train carrying hazardous materials derailed in North Dakota early yesterday morning. The incident happened near Windmere, west of the Minnesota border. Officials said 31 of the 70 Canadian Pacific cars in the train derailed, some of which leaked petroleum used to make asphalt. The leaked materials will freeze due to the cold weather and are expected to turn into gel. The cleanup is projected to last a week and 10 days. Authorities say there was no threat to public safety, no fire, no nearby waterways, and no reported injuries. Emergency response personnel from Canadian Pacific, including a hazardous material team and local first responders, were on site yesterday morning in Windmere, about 60 miles from Fargo. This is just the latest in a string of train derailments that have made national news. The 50-car derailment in Palestine, Ohio in February is still causing concern after spilling hazardous materials and forcing evacuations from that area. Disney set to begin layoffs this week that will reportedly affect Disney's media and distribution division. According to a memo sent by CEO Bob Iger, it's the first of 3 rounds of cuts that will total about 7,000 employees. The belt tightening is a part of a broader effort to trim corporate spending and streamline operations. Meanwhile, since returning as CEO, Iger has acknowledged that he'd even consider selling Hulu. The federal health officials say contaminated eye drops, now recalled by the FDA, have caused 3 deaths and blindness in at least 8 people, with one case causing an eye to be removed. The CDC blames a bacteria known as Pseudomonas for at least 68% of eye drop contamination cases in 16 states. The FDA's recall involved just 2 eye drops prescribed for dry eyes. They were Esricare and Delsom Pharma artificial tears. And a Colorado Parks and Wildlife report says that a man was attacked by a mountain lion while he was just simply relaxing in a hot tub in Colorado's rental property of Nethrop. The man recalls the March 18th incident, saying he felt something grab his head while he was soaking in the tub with his wife. They both reportedly began to scream after identifying the creature as a mountain lion. Fortunately, the two were able to scare the animal off and get back inside the property. The victim was okay, only reporting minor scratches on his head and declining medical assistance. That's what's going on in breaking and trending news in the 7 o'clock hour right here on The Joe Show. All right, so if you don't have plans tonight, I've got plans for you. EKU Center for the Arts is the home of Our Planet Live in Concert, a landmark Emmy Award-winning Netflix series called Our Planet, which is taking the world by storm and is now a live concert event. And it's coming to EKU Center for the Arts tonight.
This is the story of our changing planet and what we can do to help it thrive.
Experience breathtaking HD cinematography with all new orchestrations. A spectacular celebration of the planet we call home. Our Planet, live in concert. Tuesday, March 28th at the EKU Center for the Arts.
There you go, EKU Center for the Arts, and I got 2 free tickets to see this thing tonight. If you want to go to Richmond and check out Our Planet live in concert, a mesmerizing concert, a spectacular celebration of this planet that we call home, planet Earth. Fully immersed into the wonders of Earth's wildlife and their habitats as well. Our Planet Live in Concert combines breathtaking HD cinematography, you just heard the narrator say that, and an all-new live on-stage orchestra performance. A journey of discovery. It's narrated by both David Attenborough, who does the Planet Earth documentary, and William Shatner. It's tonight at 7:30. Should be a phenomenal event to go to. If you want to go, I've got 2 free tickets for you. You can call in 238-WHIR, 238-9447. Again, this is tonight at 7:30 at EKU Center for the Arts. 238-WHIR. Phone lines are open right now. Here's Big Daddy, Steve Bertram with sports.
This Steve Bertram Sports Report is a service of Stuart Powell Ford Lincoln Mazda on the Danville Bypass and online at stuartpowell.com.
It's all about you and Stuart Powell.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore, General Manager of Stuart Powell Ford, Lincoln, and Mazda, 225 South Danville Bypass here in Danville. And for the first time in 3 years, we have new Fords on our lot ready to go home with you. Please stop by and see our selection. We are offering these at invoice pricing or shop online at stuartpowell.com.
Make your people happy because we know how. It's an easy thing to do in Danville. Stuart Powell.
Ford, Lincoln, Mazda.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. The women's NCAA Final Four is set. Last night, overall top seed South Carolina downed Maryland 86-75, while Virginia Tech topped Ohio State 84-74. The Final Four in Dallas will feature South Carolina versus Iowa and Virginia Tech versus LSU. Semifinals will be played Friday, May 30th. Kentucky point guard Severe Wheeler has entered the transfer portal. Wheeler didn't play the last few weeks of the season, reportedly because of injuries and surgery. Another Wildcat is also rumored to be headed to the portal, 6'10" Damian Collins. Collins lost his father before the season started and didn't play nearly as much as he had hoped to. The University of Kentucky fast-pitch softball squad is just outside the top 10 this week in the USA Softball Top 25. UK, one of 9 SEC schools ranked in the top 25, is 11th right now. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are 1-2, with Tennessee 3rd and Florida 10th. LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Arkansas, Texas A&M, and Auburn are also ranked. Yesterday in high school baseball in 2A Section 5, it was Boyle County 5, Mercer County 2, 12th Region All-A, Somerset 7, Danville 2, Somerset Christian 15, Bergen 1, Garrett County 18, Berea 5, and Southwestern 12, Lincoln County 2. Fast pitch softball scores: West Jessamine 1, Garrett County 0, Bourbon County 10, Mercer County 3, and Campbellsville 20, Danville 1. Former Louisville quarterback Lamar Jackson's requested a trade from the Baltimore Ravens. Jackson tweeted that the Ravens just don't seem interested in keeping him with a big money contract. Lamar was the Heisman Trophy winner at U of L in 2016. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
With spring in the air, you're ready to explore the outdoors. Come park it in Kentucky. The Bluegrass State's 45 diverse parks offer everything you want in a spring vacation. Hike a forest trail, paddle clear water, enjoy a horseback ride, or simply sit back, take a deep breath, soak up the sights and sounds of nature. What could be better than that? Kentucky residents can enjoy more for less with discounted rates for the best outdoor adventure, camping, lodging, golf, and more. Go to parks.ky.gov.
This is Jesse Johnson, Senior Vice President of Whitaker Bank's newest branch, located in downtown Danville at 218 West Main Street. Whatever your banking needs, Whitaker Bank is here to help. Give us a call at 859-236-9822 to discuss your options and let us put our experience in customer service to work. We look forward to speaking with you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the auto owners insurance company. Call Mark or Chris. They'd love to give you a free quote. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. Cloudy skies, a high today 53, so certainly chillier today. Low tonight 30. Tomorrow sunshine, a high of 57. Thursday sunshine and a high of 63. Right now it's 7:21 in the morning, and we are looking at 36 degrees right here in Danville. 238 WHIR is the phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. That's the number that we have Boyle County baseball coach Adam Blair on with us this morning. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Doing good, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing great, Coach. Appreciate you being on this morning. And tell you what, your Rebels, through their first 6 games of the year, you all are 5-1. And you got a big win last night over previously unbeaten Mercer County. And it was a gritty win, Coach. It was not necessarily small ball that you would say, not a whole lot of bunting. I think Mercer County had 1 squeeze play, but it was a lot of just moving up extra bases, sacrifice flies, moving up on ground outs. You're able to eke across a couple of runs, and then Kason Myers delivered the big shot there in the bottom half of the 6th, Coach. Pretty gritty win last night for you all, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and we knew going in that every time that we step between the lines with those guys, it's a really good game. Both teams really compete hard. Kason had a great game last night. Like you said, had a big hit at the end as well, and also he had a great game on the mound. Like I said, Evan for them, he's a great pitcher. He's very hard to pick up. His release and he really challenged us, and he's going to be a great player for Kentucky next year, and he's going to continue to be a great player this year. But it was just a battle between both teams, and we were able to get a few more timely hits when we needed, and we knew it was going to be a good game, and we're proud of our guys. Pushed through and got the win.
And that was game number 1 of the Kentucky 2A Section 5 tournament. So you've got another game tonight where I believe you'll take on Franklin County tonight. Is that right?
Yes, we play them tonight at 6. We'll play Franklin County at 6 tonight in the semifinals, and Harrison will play Bourbon County tonight in the semifinals, and the winners will play Wednesday, the championship game at our place.
There you go. So Franklin County tonight. I thought Lexington Catholic was in this section. Are they not in the same sectional as you all?
They are in the sectional baseball. They opted out not to play in baseball this year for the 2A.
Okay.
But they are playing for softball.
Okay. All right. There you go. So, Coach, you mentioned Kason Myers, and what a game he had. He went on the mound, got the win, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts, then had the 2-run home run there in the bottom half of the 6th. What am I missing, Coach? And why, college coaches, there are going to be a lot of colleges kicking themselves if they haven't offered Kason Myers. This is a phenomenal player. I know he has a couple of college offers. He's going to get more as this season goes around. Tell us how important Kason Myers is in that leadoff spot. He's your team's leading hitter. He pitched a big game yesterday, and there's, again, some college coaches that are going to be missing out if they don't offer this guy.
Yeah, and you're right. You know, he's a 3-year starter for us. He's been, you know, in the leadoff or 2-0 spot since he was a sophomore. You know, he hit in the high 4s last year for us, and you know, he had a great year last year, the East West All-Star. You know, did great things for us, led us in hitting last year in a lot of categories. And this year he's, you know, doing the same thing. He does have some offers, and they're coming. And you know, PBR was there last night, and you know, they were there to watch the game, and you know, they tweeted out some things. So you know, they'll be talking, and yeah, you're right. This guy, he can play, and you know, don't sleep on him. We need some guys to pick him up, and we've had plenty of guys reach out, but you know, I think you're right. More are going to continue to reach out because he keeps doing things night after night after night.
And you got a couple other seniors on the team as well, including Cole Sims. Cole caught his first game, I was told, since middle school yesterday. How do you think Cole did behind the dish?
Oh, he did fine. You know, Cole's a gamer. You know, he's a baseball player. He can play pretty much any position on the field if you ask him to. He did fine. He's done great for us. You know, he's another guy that's going to, you know, go and play college baseball. He's just an all-around really talented baseball player.
Boyle County head baseball coach Adam Blair. Again, the Rebels play tonight against Franklin County. The winner of that game will play tomorrow night against either Bourbon or Harrison County. And all of those games, or at least your game tonight, and then the game tomorrow night will be at Boyle County, correct?
Yes, we did. The Bourbon-Harrison County game will be at Bourbon County now. It was supposed to be at our place tonight after our game.
Yeah.
But due to temperatures dropping, we thought it would be better for both teams if we both were able to play at the 6 o'clock game at 2 different locations.
And go ahead and get the game in. And then the championship game would be tomorrow night. And for those wondering, the winner of this sectional, it kind of mirrors the Class A, the All-A state tournament. And the winner of this would go on to the 2A tournament, which is in Owensboro, the week of April 22nd through 24th. And we'll play the winner of Section 2 in that first-round game there in Owensboro on that day. Coach Adam Blair, Coach, appreciate you being on. Congrats on the big win last night. And good luck tonight against Franklin County, and hoping for a big win tonight, okay?
All right. Thanks, Joe.
Yes, sir,
Appreciate
Coach.
it. Have
You
a good
too.
day. Go
Bye.
Rebs.
That's Boyle County boys baseball coach. There is no girls baseball. It's softball. So I guess we could just say Boyle County baseball coach. Adam Blair. And Coach Blair has this Rebels rolling and got some good players in their team. 5-1 through their first 6 games. The one game they lost, they were an out away from winning. And Tates Creek mounted a comeback on them with 2 outs in the bottom half of the 7th. So, you know, they're a pitch or 2 away from being 6-0 this year, but they are 5-1. Looking to go to 6-1 tonight. 6 o'clock first pitch time for that game against Franklin County over at Rebel Field. At 7:28 in the morning, 2 minutes away from Bottom Hour News right here on the Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports.
Big deals.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with big deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Let's do this big in the bluegrass with big savings on an incredible lineup of new Kias at Cartown Kia.
Lease the 2023 Kia Forte, just $249 down and $249 per month.
If you take home over $350 a week, we have over 20 lenders that want to approve you. Go big with the biggest savings on new Kias at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
2023 Kia Forte, $249 down, $249 per month, $2,700 assigned, 36 month lease, 10,000 miles per year, plus tax, title, license, stock, and acquisition fees with approved credit. No security deposit required. All incentives to dealer pricing include dealer added options. See dealer for details. Offer expires April 3rd.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WIMAX.
Alrighty then, 7:30 in the morning. Bottom hour news is coming your way here on the Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports, and also live online at hometownlive.net, powered by Kentucky WIMAX. 7:30 in the morning. News, the County Agents Corner coming up after that at 7:35.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
2 new laws dealing with hazing and DUIs will be taking effect in Kentucky.
The governor signed Senate Bill 9, known as Lofton's Law. It makes the penalty for hazing that results in serious injury or death a Class D felony. It's named after Kirk Hazelwood's son, Lofton, a University of Kentucky student who died of alcohol poisoning in a hazing incident in 2021.
And young people that go to college should be have the ability to have a great time in college and not have the fear of hazing that has been so prevalent over the last many years. So we think this law is going to be a deterrent.
The governor also signed House Bill 262, known as Lily's Law. It makes vehicular homicide a Class B felony. I'm Paul Miles.
We're fighting for the color of our skin. We're fighting for our hair.
That's Frankfort City Commissioner Patricia Waldridge telling WKYT-TV of her participation in having Frankfort joining Covington and Louisville to pass legislation ensuring protection against discrimination on race-based hairstyles. Similar legislation on the state level has died several times. Daytime closures are underway on the Brookport Bridge in Paducah. Closures over the Ohio River started yesterday and are running through Friday. The bridge will be closed to all traffic from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day to allow for a detailed inspection of the bridge structure. There may also be delays next week for further inspection work. Lexington has the worst traffic in Kentucky, that according to a recent study from traffic data and analytics company INRIX. The company's 2022 report on Kentucky's traffic says people in Lexington spend the most time behind the wheel out of everyone in the Commonwealth. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hello, this is Beth Coyle from your local Medicine Shop Pharmacy. If you have a cough or cold, we have the relief. When suffering from a nasty cough or seasonal cold, the next best thing to a hot bowl of soup is a visit to your locally owned Medicine Shop Pharmacy. We'll provide the comfort you are seeking by talking with you about your symptoms and recommending the proper over-the-counter medications to ease your discomfort. Plus, we will fill the cough and cold prescriptions prescribed by your doctor promptly and carefully. The Medicine Shop also provides many services that will help you out, like free delivery in Danville, free weekly medication packaging, and we will work with your insurance company to make sure you receive maximum benefits from your plan. Now, don't you feel better? Stop by today to discover a friendly, knowledgeable pharmacy staff that cares about you and your community. We have fast, friendly service in store. We also have free delivery in Danville, and you can order online at medicineshop.com. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy at 900 Houstonville Road in Danville. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to noon. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, caring beyond prescriptions.
Planning a wedding? Paying for a wedding? Attending a wedding?
Hi, this is Pim Fitzgerald-Clark with Wedding Planning with Pim, inviting you to join us Monday through Friday after the 8:30 morning news on WHIR AM 1230. I'll give you sound wedding planning advice and money-saving tips, information you need, and you'll get it all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. We told you last week that Domino's Pizza is heading back to Harrodsburg, but some Harrodsburg residents are concerned about where the building will be and the traffic issues it may cause. The Harrodsburg-Mercer County Planning and Zoning Commission recently approved a site plan submitted to build a 6,000-square-foot commercial building at 451 South College Street for what would be the future home of a Domino's. However, concerns have been raised by some residents that pulling in and out of that location, as well as potential traffic backups, may cause issues. Harrodsburg Mayor Scott Mosley says that most of it is out of the city's hands.
There's not a lot that the city can do because the road it's backing out onto is the a state highway, so the state would have to intervene. At that point, we could request some research to be done, but as far as taking any kind of action, we cannot at all.
Mosley said that the building also fits within the boundaries of their particular zoning, but that any safety concerns will be discussed with local fire and police. The contract with Domino's does state that the store had to be open by the end of the year, and work is expected to start on it in the next 30 days. Third Thursdays are coming back to downtown Danville next month. The Danville-Boyle County Convention and Visitors Bureau recently announced that Third Thursdays would make its return on April 20th and continue throughout October on the third Thursday of the month. Third Thursdays provide downtown Danville shoppers and visitors the chance to eat at restaurants later and shop while the downtown entertainment district is enacted, meaning you can sip and stroll with your drinks. There are also new items this year, like the Kentucky Maker Spotlight, where the people behind your favorite farmers market stall and art shows will be set up, as well as the downtown Danville receipt swap, where you can take a same-day receipt from a downtown restaurant to a downtown retail shop, or vice versa, and get 10% off. It all starts Thursday, April 20th. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear signed 3 bills into law yesterday to protect children from abuse, all while he also declared April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Those 3 bills were House Bill 78, which clarifies the legal definition of incest, Senate Bill 80, which ensures that registered sex offenders can't come within 1,000 feet of a high school, middle school, elementary school, preschool, publicly owned or leased playground, or licensed daycare facility. There's also Senate Bill 229, which strengthens the reporting requirements when Kentuckians have reason to believe a child has been abused, neglected, or a victim of human trafficking. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hey, Scuttle, we need your help. It's Ariel. Let me guess, Flounder. She's finally ready to trade over the Dingle Hopper.
No, she made a deal with the sea witch and turned herself into a human bird brain.
Yeah, she has to get the prince to kiss her.
By sunset, 3 days from now.
Boyle County Schools presents Disney's The Little Mermaid, sponsored by Whitaker Bank, showing April 13th through the 15th and 20th through the 22nd at 7 p.m. at the Boyle County Performing Arts Center. Tickets are being sold online and at the door for $15. You have to be there. Of course. What are we waiting for? Let's go.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by the Big Deals online store. Go to hometownlive.net. You can shop, you can save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts. Save up to 50% every single day. The Big Deals online store is at hometownlive.net. Cloudy skies, a high of 53, a low tonight of 30. Tomorrow, sunshine, a high of 57. Thursday, sunshine, a high of 63. Right now, it's 7:38 in the morning, and we're looking at 36 degrees, wind chill right around the freezing mark, and we are joined on the telephone by Alexis from the County Agent's Corner. Good morning, Alexis. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm cold.
Cold, yeah, I know it. Going to be one of those days, Alexis. 53 as the high, only 57 tomorrow, but we're warming up a little bit as we get to the weekend. So
Slowly but surely getting into April, right?
Yes, hopefully. We're going to get there. Hopefully the weather is going to get there with us. Hopefully the weather travels with us there. Right now, Alexis, you're on here for the County Agent's Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. And here we go.
Get the top price for your livestock. Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's needs. Selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
And here's Alexis Sheffield.
So if you grow a garden, I am sure that you grow at least one of these: tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, or potatoes. So whether you grow them for yourself, you grow them to sell at a local farmer's market, something along those lines, most people who have a garden grow at least one variety of those things. And I know that pests can sometimes be really challenging. And so when we say pests, we're talking about both diseases and insect issues. And they can be challenging to manage. And then you also are dealing with some other stuff such as blossom end rot and yellow shoulder and all these other issues that can be environmental that come with those solanaceous plants. So tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, and potatoes are all part of kind of one family. They're all related. They're cousins, so to speak. And we call that the solanaceous group. And what that tells us is that usually the same pests affect everything in that group, right? And again, those cousins we'll all get the same cold, so to speak. So we actually, at UK, we have some really great information specifically related to those solanaceous crops. So, of course, we want to try to have a sustainable approach to managing, pest diseases, things like that. So by combining biological, your cultural, physical, and, sometimes chemical tools is a way to minimize that economic and health and environmental risk. So to you, to your neighbor, to anybody who eats your produce, as well as taking care of the environment that we live in. And so a key part of this is to continually scout and monitor your garden. So as you start to think about maybe where your garden's going to be this year, how big it's going to be, things along those lines, think about how much time you have to devote to scouting and monitoring in your garden. Because the more time you have to be able to do that, the more successful you're going to be. You don't necessarily need 20 tomato plants because you are going to take really good care of 10 of them. So think quality over quantity when we start thinking about these gardens, and we can help with production in that way. So I was mentioning that publication that we have. This is available online, as well as you can come into our offices and get printed copies. You can always email us and ask us for this, and we're happy to send you a copy if you're one of those people who like to have it available, on their phone while you're out there doing that scouting. Or, like I said, we've got some really great colored copies that we can give you that you can take out into the garden with you. And so this is an IPM scouting guide for those common issues in those solanaceous crops. And we also have these same sorts of things for sweet potatoes, corn, some of those more popular garden crops. So if you're growing any of those other ones, definitely let us know. And they help you to identify those pests as well as what can be causing it, how to treat for it in the simplest way. And so those physiological and nutrient disorders are ones that we see a lot, especially early in the season. We have things such as viviparity, and so that's a fancy word to say that if you've ever seen a tomato or cut open a tomato where the seeds have already started to germinate and you have little sprouts inside of your tomato. I've seen this, both at farmers market tomatoes and at grocery store tomatoes, and that happens. That is not a, I've seen online where people say, oh, they're spraying these with crazy things. No, that is a natural thing that happens with plants, so nobody freak out. This happens all the time. But you also see things like gold flecking. You might see zippering. We see that a lot in some of our heirloom tomatoes. Sun scald is a big one, and then, of course, blossom end rot is the one I get tons of calls on. And that is actually a physiological disorder, and disease comes in secondary to that. So if you take cultural controls to, make sure you're not getting that blossom end rot, the disease won't come in and you won't have a problem. So white core, things like that. So that'll help you identify. It also helps with pests. So a lot of the times we know what these pests are in our solanaceous crops. If you've been growing them before, you've seen, a flea beetle, you've seen a tobacco hornworm, things like that. But this will help you control them. Again, those diseases and management of them. So we get blights, we get those types of things. So knowing ahead of time what you can do culturally to help prevent some of those disease problems is going to be really, really helpful. It's very hard to treat for disease once you have it. Essentially, what we can do is slow it down, but we can't stop it. So if you can do some prevention on, while we have a little bit of time this time of year, that's going to be helpful. And then also identifying herbicide injury. So early in the season, when you're right before your tomatoes start to produce, is often when we see herbicide injury. And people bring them in, and they're like, oh, we have disease problems, we have insect problems. And when we put them under our microscopes and look, we don't see any of those signs of diseases or insects. And usually what we end up finding is there's herbicide injury. So even if you're not spraying, Roundup or 2,4-D or any of these herbicides close by to any of those solanaceous crops, you're spraying it somewhere on the property, or your neighbor is spraying it somewhere on the property. I always say plants, tomatoes especially, seem to be able to smell it. And while, of course, tomatoes can't actually smell, they can sense it, and they can sense it from very far away. And you get some curling action. You get plants that just look weird, right? And so this will help you identify that. And then, of course, you can always bring us in samples, and we're happy to help you with that. But that's today's Farm and Home News. Join us each weekday at this time for the County Agent's Corner, service of the Boyle, Lincoln, Garrett, and Mercer County UK Extension offices.
That's Alexis Sheffield with this morning's County Agent's Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. All right, Alexis, before you go, I've got some random facts that you may not know, but I want you to know, so I'm going to let you know. Alexis, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. Fact number one, Alexis. Years after Wyatt Earp's famous turn at the OK Corral in Tombstone, Arizona, he rambled around Los Angeles as an unpaid consultant for silent cowboy movies. An unpaid consultant. Yeah, Wyatt wasn't even paid to do it. He was unpaid. Number two, there is a phobia called consecutaliophobia. Consecutaliophobia. Do you know, Alexis, what you would be scared of if you had consecutaliophobia?
I do not.
It's the fear of chopsticks.
Chopsticks.
That is a real thing, I guess. I guess it's a real thing. I don't know. Anything can be a real thing. Be afraid of anything, I guess, and we have to name it as a phobia. Someone somewhere, I'm sure, has consecutaliophobia, which is the fear of chopsticks.
Apparently.
Yes. Number three, there was once an American federal holiday called the 8th, which commemorated the final battle of the War of 1812 on January the 8th of 1815. It stopped being celebrated, though, during the Civil War, is now totally defunct. I've never heard this before. A little American history, the 8th. Have you ever heard of that federal holiday, Alexis, the 8th?
I haven't. Did they just figure, well, we have another war, we'll celebrate?
Yeah, there's bigger wars than the War of 1812 going on, so maybe we dump that and celebrate another day from another war. And number four, banks could design money to look however they wanted to until the year 1861, when the U.S. Treasury stepped in and decided, you know what, we need to standardize everything. Before that, special Christmas money was pretty common, including a lot of bills that featured pictures of Santa Claus on the front of them.
Monopoly money.
Monopoly money, yeah. Who's to say that's probably why they had to standardize it, right? Like, who's to say you couldn't just make a counterfeit bill and say, oh, such and such bank there in Kentucky. Right. This is the. Oh, okay. Well, we'll accept that. That's why it was good that the U.S. Treasury Department stepped in to standardize that. There you go, Alexis. Appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again on Thursday. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe.
You too. Bye. That's Alexis Sheffield with the County Agent's Corner. It's 7:47, and Jenny Holland, Danville City Commissioner, Mayor Pro Tem, is coming up next.
This is Dirt Racer Kenny Wallace. The Dirt Race is back at Bristol in 2023, and once again, it's a night race. It's the Food City Dirt Race, 7 p.m. on Sunday, April 9th. I want to see all my diehard NASCAR and dirt racing fans there, so get your tickets today. Remember, this isn't just any old dirt race. It's a dirt race at Bristol, baby.
Hi, this is Jenny, local owner of the Danville Nutrition Center, and we are making room for new products by clearancing out overstocked items. Save 20 to 40% off on select vitamins, herbs, and health and beauty products. We currently have hundreds of sale items, but it's while supplies last, so stop by the Nutrition Center soon to save. We are conveniently located at 802 South 4th Street, Danville. Danville Nutrition Center, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Water and electricity, two things that make our lives easier and better. But as valuable as each one is, together they can be deadly. Water is a conductor of electricity, and if you're standing in water or wet while using an electrical appliance, you could be shocked or electrocuted. Keep all electrical appliances away from water and make sure your hands are dry when using appliances. For more information, contact your electric cooperative.
And that's Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by ADA Heating and Air. Trust ADA to be there when you need them the most. ADA always on the way. Call them 859-519-6382. And that's how you get in touch with ADA Heating and Air. You get cloudy skies and rain showers, potential early afternoon. But nothing we can't handle if we do see them. Just going to be slight sprinkles. 53 is the high, though. A chilly day, 30 is the low. Tomorrow, sunshine, a high of 57. Thursday, sunshine, and a high of 63. Right now, it is 7:51 in the morning, and Danville City Commissioner and Mayor Pro Tem Jenny Holland is on the air this morning. Good morning, Jenny. How are you?
Good morning, Joe.
You doing all right?
Doing great. Got my coffee in.
Yeah. Get ready to rock then, huh?
Ready to rock.
Good.
Yeah,
Good. You all had a city commission meeting yesterday, Jenny, and said you all discussed quite a bit of things, and I know you're going to get to this. One of the topics that you all discussed was streetscape and the schedule for that, and I know there are people on social media who are wondering, is this thing ever going to get done? I mean, business owners especially. Is this thing ever going to get done? Downtown travelers who would like to frequent those businesses or just trying to make it from one side of the town to the other. You know, that's me a lot of times.
Yes.
And I understand I could go on the bypass, but for 30 years, I've gone downtown. So, like, it's not in my mind to go any other way. And then right when I get downtown, I realize what a mistake this was to try to take this way. But I know you have an update on the schedule, Jenny. A lot to talk about this morning. So we'll just kind of put the ball in your court and let you start where you want to.
A lot. And this was actually at a 4 o'clock meeting because this was such a big subject.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. And really, from the start, they said it would take a year.
Mm-hmm.
It would take a year. We started July 1st. And hopefully, I think we're looking at June 1st. So the city will be putting out a schedule on social media, and they said they'd be walking downtown to all the businesses. But yeah, I feel you. I live on one side. I go through town 6 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
I have been making a point to make sure I park and go downtown to the businesses 3 days a week at least, just to talk to them too and see. Well, I buy things too, but and to see how things are going and what they might need, that type of thing. So yes, we have a schedule that will be shared with the public. I do have a rough draft here, and the good news: every item on this schedule, Joe, says June.
Yes, that's
June.
great.
So we're right on track. The curbs are going to go in. Trees, that's a big one. April 17th.
Wow.
It's going to take until May 1st to get all the trees in. April 17th, that's going to make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference. Finishing paving is going to be May 15th, finish June 1st. Site furnishings, it's going to start May 1st and June 1st. So really the focus is going to be work day and night, get this thing done.
I almost feel like, I mean, we're in a stretch run of this thing, right?
Right.
And you almost feel like how you would feel if you were on like a month-long diet, right? And you're on week 3.5, and you got 4 or 5 more days to go. And you have been eating nothing but healthy food, which is great, but you are 5 days away, and nothing sounds better than a cheeseburger and French fries. And that's the stage that we're in right now. We're in the, I'm hangry, and I want a cheeseburger and French fries, but I can't get them until the 1st of June.
That's right. And what you got to do, Joe, is keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah.
Us ladies, hey, it's going to be summer season. It's bathing suit season. We worked hard on that diet.
Yes.
This is...
See it all the way through to completion.
You can see it, and it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. So, anyway, hang in there. We're in the final stretch, Joe. Final stretch.
Good stuff.
The only thing, there's some lights that are going to be put in July.
All right.
Those are behind. But every other big, huge list, June 1st.
June 1st is the date for literally everything except for the lights. First week of June.
Yes.
And we have the Brass Band Festival that week. So, I mean, there's an incentive to try to get it done before then because of the amount of people that'll be in Danville that week.
Yeah. Eye on the prize.
Yeah. So good. That's great news. What else do we have, Jen?
Well, it was really fun. The Danville girls basketball team came.
Lady Admirals.
Lady Admirals and coaches and, school staff. And they had a wonderful year, 30-3 record.
Yeah.
And that was actually a school record for wins in one season. So 45th district champions. We met Love Mays. She was the player of the year. Desiree Tandy. She was also on the regional team. Great group of girls. So it was really special to recognize them for all their accomplishments.
Yes, as Jenny said, 30-3 record and made the region championship game. And that was a phenomenal season for Coach Judy Mason and her staff and her players. So great to recognize them.
Yes, Judy Mason as well, Coach of the Year for the 12th region.
Awesome lady, Judy Mason is. Great lady.
Awesome. So we enjoyed that. Last, I thought this was really interesting. Once again, we're always trying to use technology better. And in the utility department, we're going to get a web portal. So eventually you can do, if you forget to pay something or need a reminder, you can get a text.
Okay.
You can even have bill reminders, a late notice. There's going to be a customer dashboard, online payment options. Boom, on your phone, on your device. This is going to be great. And the best part, it's going to actually save the city $4,500 a year.
Wow.
And, all these customer-friendly options.
So that'll be on the website?
This is what we just approved. It's going to take a while to get it installed, but, just trying to get more tech-savvy, customer-friendly.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
Very convenient. I mean, there have been times, Jenny, where I've completely forgotten about a utility bill, a water bill, and then looked up and it's due like the 10th of the month or whatever, and it's the 10th of the month, and I'm trying to make one last dash to City Hall and drop it in the drop box. Well, if I could just hop on my phone to the website and just pay it that way, don't have to worry about making that last-minute, last-second trip to pay a utility bill. It's very convenient.
Right, right. So, just trying to listen to the public and make things better. What they say might be helpful to them. And wow, when you save money on top of it, it's a win-win.
It is, absolutely. Jenny Holland, Danville City Commissioner. Jenny, anything else to let us know about from last night?
That's all. Streetscape is the big topic.
Yes, ma'am. Jenny Holland, if people have any questions for you or any of the commissioners or Mayor Atkins, how can they get in touch with you all?
All of us at City Hall, 238-1200. Every one of us has an email, first initial, last name, at danvilleky.gov. Mine's J. Holland at danvilleky.gov. We're here to hear from everybody. You can also come to meetings, and there's time to hear the public.
Okay.
5:30, second and fourth Mondays of the month.
So the next meeting then will be, I can't see it. Where is April?
April 10th.
April the 10th is the next calendar meeting.
Yep.
If someone wants to speak, do they have to sign up for a time?
No.
So you all just have just a default amount of time. If the public wants to speak, they have this much time to speak. And if not, they skip over it.
Right.
Okay.
It's in the middle. You got to listen to probably an hour of the meeting. Unless it's an agenda topic, you can speak first.
Yeah.
You got 3 minutes or less.
There you go. It's like going to church They got a potluck meal, but you got to sit through church. The potluck's not at the beginning of church. It's at the end of church. Got to come to church first for the potluck. Got to come to the city commission meeting before you can speak.
That's right.
Get you involved first. There you go. Jenny Holland, Jenny, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Yes, ma'am. That's Jenny Holland, Danville City Commissioner. She's on following Danville City Commission meetings on Tuesdays following those Monday evening meetings. It's 90 seconds away from Top Hour News. We have that coming up, and we'll talk with Randy Graham and Georgia from the library as well.
Hey, guys, life is too short for department store jewelry. You can get quality with great savings at B&L Jewelers. Now you know, if you get her that hollow illusion diamond ring from the department store, she will have tears, all right. But they are not tears of joy. They will be tears of disappointment. Make sure the tears you get will be remembered for a long time to come as the best gift ever. This is Lauren. Here at B&L Jewelers, we know that love is special, and we cherish it dearly. That's why we have the best selection of jewelry in 5 counties just for you. Did you know that here you can have value without giving up quality? That's right, you can. We have quality jewelry that will fit any budget. We make it work for you very easily. We offer several financing options. As always, we offer 12 months same-as cash, free layaway for 6 months with a small down payment. Plus, you get a free lifetime guarantee on all diamond jewelry purchases, free sizing, free lifetime jewelry inspection and cleaning, free jewelry appraisal. So, if that special someone is really special, come see us at B&L Jewelers, where we can make those tears of joy. B&L Diamond Jewelers, Danville Manor Shopping Center.
Bacon. McDonald's of Danville and Harrodsburg knows everything is better with bacon, and they're celebrating that with 2 brand new sandwiches. Number 1, the Bacon Ranch McCrispy, a crispy, juicy, tender sandwich made with whole chicken filet, applewood smoked bacon, and cool, crispy, crinkle-cut pickles, topped with a creamy, tangy buttermilk ranch sauce. And the Bacon Ranch McCrispy Deluxe. It's all of that with lettuce and tomato added onto it. Everything is better with bacon at McDonald's of Danville and Harrodsburg.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 8 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Police say the shooter who killed 3 kids and 3 adults at a private Christian elementary school in Nashville had maps of the school. They say the shooter at the Covenant Presbyterian School was armed with 2 assault-type weapons obtained legally. Nashville Mayor John Cooper.
Now I am overwhelmed at the thought of the loss of these families, of the future lost by these children and their families.
All 3 children killed were under the age of 10. Police shot and killed the shooter. Former President Trump is claiming a connection between his New York hush money payment case and elections.
I don't know whether it helps or hurts. I can tell you, in my opinion, it's a new way of cheating on elections. It's called election interference. What they're doing.
In a Fox News interview that aired Monday, Trump claimed he's leading in the polls and did nothing wrong as it relates to campaign finance laws. The investigation centers around a payment Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, made to adult film star Stormy Daniels in 2016 to cover up an alleged affair. As Trump faces a potential indictment, he said he never had an affair or relationship with Daniels, adding that it's all made up. The man suing Gwyneth Paltrow over a ski crash says he heard what he calls a blood-curdling scream before he was hit. More from Brian Shook.
Retired optometrist Terry Sanderson, who's suing the actress for $300,000, says he suffered from a concussion and a brain injury and broke 4 ribs. Paltrow testified last week that it was Sanderson who crashed into her back, but Sanderson says he was hit in the shoulder blades and went flying. I'm Brian Shook.
A new study estimates the world's population could peak at 8.5 billion sometime in the 2050s. Scientists with the Earth for All initiative at the Global Challenges Foundation conducted the study. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
This is former state representative Bob Hellringer. I'm a Republican that served 23 years in Frankfort. Did we wait almost a century to get the majority just to wage an all-out war against defenseless transgender children? Wow, what a bad look for the party of Abraham Lincoln. I'm asking my former colleagues to speak out against Senate Bill 150 or any bill that discriminates against anybody. Let's treat all God's children with malice toward none and charity for all.
Paid for by the Fairness Campaign.
Stealing Kentucky jobs, exporting deadly drugs into our communities, and now spying over Kentucky. China's actions are threatening Kentucky, but Kelly Craft has always stood up to China.
China Communist sanctions former UN Ambassador Kelly Craft.
Kelly Craft is the only candidate for governor with a proven record of opposing China.
This is a real issue with the fentanyl that China is producing.
And as governor, she'll launch a full-court press to stop China in its tracks.
Paid for by Kelly Craft for governor.
An investigation is underway after a train carrying iron ore derailed in California. More from Mark Mayfield.
It happened Monday in San Bernardino County, where officials say there were no passengers aboard the Union Pacific train. More than 50 train cars, including 2 locomotives, derailed. One locomotive suffered a minor leak. No injuries or active fires were reported. This comes after last month's train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, which released potentially dangerous chemicals into the air. I'm Mark Mayfield.
At least 50 U.S. government officials are suspected or confirmed to have been targeted by commercial spyware overseas. Lisa Taylor reports.
A senior White House official told reporters that number is expected to grow as investigations continue. The revelation comes as President Biden issued an executive order to prohibit the use of commercial spyware across the federal government that poses a risk to national security and human rights. The move follows the long-running controversy over the misuse of a powerful spyware called Pegasus by foreign governments to hack journalists and dissidents around the world. I'm Lisa Taylor.
At least 39 deaths are being reported after a fire broke out Monday night at a migrant facility in Mexico. The blaze happened at the National Institute of Migration in Ciudad Juarez. While not getting into specifics, authorities said the victims were foreign migrants. There's been no word yet on the cause of the deadly fire. 2 tigers that escaped from a Georgia zoo are back in captivity after a tornado damaged their enclosures. Phil Hewlett with details.
The twister tore through Pine Mountain Safari in Troup County, and 2 tigers were freed from their enclosure. After roaming free for a time and not getting into any trouble, both were located, tranquilized, and relocated to a secure enclosure. I'm Phil Hewlett.
The 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards took place last night in Los Angeles. Doja Cat is iHeartRadio's most played artist of the year.
I know that I have an amazing team and they deserve all the thanks in the world.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Isaiah House provides holistic substance abuse treatment to help recovering addicts achieve sobriety for a lifetime.
You're looking for treatment, if you're looking for help out there and you're a woman, you can't do it by yourself. They will welcome you in with open arms and open hands right where you're at.
Kentucky Medicaid accepted for treatment. Call Isaiah House Treatment Center today, 859-375-9200. Isaiah House Treatment Center, real hope for addiction.
Let's do this big in the bluegrass with big savings on an incredible lineup of new Kias at Cartown Kia.
Lease the 2023 Kia Forte, just $249 down and $249 per month.
If you take home over $350 a week, we have over 20 lenders that want to approve you. Go big with the biggest savings on new Kias at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
2023 Kia Forte, $249 down, $249 per month, 2,700 to assign, 36 month lease, 10,000 miles per year, plus tax, title, license, stock, and acquisition fees with approved credit. No security deposit required. All incentives to dealer. Pricing includes dealer added options. See dealer for details. Offer expires April 3rd.
Good morning to you folks. It is Tuesday. It's the 28th day of March, 032823 on your calendar. Forecast is coming up. Georgia is coming up as well on what's going to be a cloudy and cooler Tuesday for us. News is first. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. We told you last week that Domino's Pizza is heading back to Harrodsburg, but some Harrodsburg residents are concerned about where the building will be and the traffic issues it may cause. The Harrodsburg-Mercer County Planning and Zoning Commission recently approved a site plan submitted to build a 6,000 square foot commercial building at 451 South College Street for what would be the future home of a Domino's. However, concerns have been raised by some residents that pulling in and out of that location, as well as potential traffic backups, may cause issues. Harrodsburg Mayor Scott Mosley says that most of it is out of the city's hands.
There's not a lot that the city can do because the road it's backing out onto is the a state highway, so the state would have to intervene. At that point, we could request some research to be done, but as far as taking any kind of action, we cannot at all.
Mosley said that the building also fits within the boundaries of their particular zoning, but that any safety concerns will be discussed with local fire and police. A contract with Domino's does state that the store had to be open by the end of the year, and work is expected to start on it in the next 30 days. Third Thursdays are coming back to downtown Danville next month. The Danville County Convention and Visitors Bureau recently announced that Third Thursdays would make its return on April 20th and continue throughout October on the third Thursday of the month. Third Thursdays provide downtown Danville shoppers and visitors the chance to eat at restaurants later and shop while the downtown entertainment district is enacted, meaning you can sip and stroll with your drinks. There are also new items this year, like the Kentucky Maker Spotlight, where the people behind your favorite farmers market stalls and art shows will be set up, as well as the downtown Danville receipt swap, where you can take a same-day receipt from a downtown restaurant to a downtown retail shop, or vice versa, and get 10% off. It all starts Thursday, April 20th. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear signed 3 bills into law yesterday to protect children from abuse, all while he also declared April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Those 3 bills are House Bill 78, which clarifies the legal definition of incest, Senate Bill 80, which ensures that registered sex offenders can't come within 1,000 feet of a high school, middle school, elementary school, preschool, publicly owned or leased playground, or licensed daycare facility. There's also Senate Bill 229, which strengthens the reporting requirements when Kentuckians have reason to believe a child has been abused, neglected, or a victim of human trafficking. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
Stealing Kentucky jobs, exporting deadly drugs into our communities, and now spying over Kentucky. China's actions are threatening Kentucky, but Kelly Craft has always stood up to China.
China Communist sanctions former UN Ambassador Kelly Craft.
Kelly Craft is the only candidate for governor with a proven record of opposing China.
This is a real issue with the fentanyl that China is producing.
And as governor, she'll launch a full court press to stop China in its tracks.
Paid for by Kelly Craft for governor.
At Lennox of Danville, we install all things hitch and towing related, from a gooseneck to a fifth wheel and even a classic receiver hitch. We also install wiring you need for your new hitch. Quality products made in America. Call us today, 59209-4033, or stop by 935 Stanford Road. Lennox of Danville, we make tough look good.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our good friends hanging out over at Coel Collision Center in Danville. They're on Lebanon Road. After a wreck, tell the tow truck driver, take your vehicle to the experts, Brent and Devin at Coel Collision Center, Lebanon Road, Danville. Cloudy skies and 53 is your high today. A low tonight of 30. Tomorrow, sunshine, a high of 57. Thursday, sunshine and a high of 63. It's 8:10 in the morning. It's 37 degrees right here in Danville. And Georgia is on the telephone. Good morning, Georgia. How are you?
I am doing great. How are you today, Joe?
Everything is great in my world, Georgia. Glad to hear you're doing okay. And give us an update, Georgia. What's going on at the library this week?
Well, I know it's going to be a bit of a rainy day today, but that's all right. It is ushering in spring growing season. And at the library, we are growing gardeners. We are working with our friends at the Danville Garden Club. And this evening, we're going to have our monthly special event, Growing Gardeners. We're going to be talking about growing seeds. So it's especially aimed at kids. So grown-ups, bring your kids. It's a great opportunity to spend some time with the youngsters in your life. We're going to be talking about seeds and the wonders that they are. How seeds grow and develop and give us the plants that we love and need and enjoy and eat. So you can learn all about seeds this evening at 6 o'clock and take home some seeds that you have planted. So we're happy to be working with our Danville Garden Club friends last Tuesday of the month, and here we are. Now, we're coming up on April, and April is going to be Pet Lovers Month. And this is all across the country. And, of course, we love our four-legged friends who are our library patrons as well as their owners. So we're celebrating the pets that we love. This week, take a picture of the pet that you love and send it off to the library. We're going to be doing some great exhibits and really enjoying the pets that we love during the month of April. So if you have a photo that you especially love of your pet, send it to the library to Kathy Phillips. She has an email address set up just to take those photos, and that is kphillips, the initial K Phillips, at boylepublib.org. we are going to be doing some great fun things with the pets that we love during the month of April. Now, we are also winding down our tax season, so you still have a few opportunities to get some tax assistance, tax prep assistance at the library. On Tuesdays, if you need a Tuesday appointment, time is running short, but you can call the AARP helpline. That phone number is 859-374-0489. If you want a Saturday appointment, and again, time is running short, but you can contact the United Way VITA program simply by dialing 211. Get some tax assistance coming up for these last few weeks of tax season, and that can happen on Tuesdays and Saturdays at the Boyle County Public Library. So there's a lot going on, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody downtown on this last full week of March.
There you go. That's Georgia DeRuggio with the Boyle County Public Library. Georgia, appreciate you being on this morning, and we'll talk to you again next Tuesday, okay?
That sounds great. Everybody have a wonderful week, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, ma'am. You too, Georgia. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's Georgia DeRuggio with the Boyle County Public Library. Right now it's 8:14 in the morning before we hit sports with the Big Daddy, Steve Bertram. Let's see what's going on in some news you may not hear in your typical sports report, which means it's time for our sort of sports report, and here it is. Starting off in the NFL, where former New England Patriot All-Pro linebacker Willie McGinnis is already facing a couple of felony charges stemming from a 2022 restaurant assault. Now he has a civil suit to contend with. Earlier this month, a suit was filed in L.A. by Blake Adams. In the suit, Adams says he was dining at Delilah in Hollywood when McGinnis walked by his table. Adams then says he asked the USC alumni about the school's most recent game, to which McGinnis bristled and said, "Why the bleep are you talking to me?" Later, the suit contends that McGinnis walked away, but then suddenly reappeared moments later and approached Adams. Then McGinnis allegedly leaned down and said in Adams' ear, "Now, what did you say, you blank?" Adams, startled and afraid, says he replied, stating that he was just a fan trying to say hello. From there, according to Adams' account, McGinnis suddenly, unprovoked and without reason, punched him in the face. From there, several other men allegedly jumped in to assist in the attack. The attack reportedly included McGinnis grabbing a bottle and hitting Adams in the head with it multiple times. Adams is suing McGinnis and the restaurant for unspecified damages. There's a new private golf club coming to Southern New Jersey, courtesy of L.A. Angels star Mike Trout and 15-time major champion Tiger Woods. Yesterday, the duo announced Trout National, the Reserve, which will feature an 18-hole course designed by Woods and his firm TGR Design. The club will be situated in Trout's hometown of Vineland, New Jersey, with construction set to begin this year and memberships opening up in 2025. Yesterday, Lamar Jackson tweeted out that he'd requested a trade from the Baltimore Ravens on March 2nd. Earlier this month, Baltimore placed the non-exclusive franchise tag on Jackson. Despite this, head coach Jim Harbaugh says he, quote, expects Jackson to be his team's quarterback this season. That's what's going on in this morning's Sort of Sports Report. More sports coming up right now with the Big Daddy, Steve Bertram. Take it away, Steve, and let us know what's up.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. The women's NCAA Final Four is set. Last night, overall top seed South Carolina downed Maryland 86-75, while Virginia Tech topped Ohio State 84-74. The Final Four in Dallas will feature South Carolina versus Iowa and Virginia Tech versus LSU. Semifinals will be played Friday, May 30th. Kentucky point guard Severe Wheeler has entered the transfer portal. Wheeler didn't play the last few weeks of the season, reportedly because of injuries and surgery. Another Wildcat is also rumored to be headed to the portal, 6'10" Damian Collins. Collins lost his father before the season started and didn't play nearly as much as he had hoped to. The University of Kentucky fast-pitch softball squad is just outside the top 10 this week in the USA Softball Top 25. UK, one of 9 SEC schools ranked in the top 25, is 11th right now. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are 1-2, with Tennessee 3rd and Florida 10th. LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Arkansas, Texas A&M, and Auburn are also ranked. Yesterday in high school baseball in 2A Section 5, it was Boyle County 5, Mercer County 2. 12th Region All-A, Somerset 7, Danville 2. Somerset Christian 15, Bergen 1. Garrett County 18, Berea 5. And Southwestern 12, Lincoln County 2. Fast pitch softball scores, West Jessamine 1, Garrett County nothing. Bourbon County 10, Mercer County 3, and Campbellsville 20, Danville 1. Former Louisville quarterback Lamar Jackson's requested a trade from the Baltimore Ravens. Jackson tweeted that the Ravens just don't seem interested in keeping him with a big money contract. Lamar was the Heisman Trophy winner at U of L in 2016. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Hi, this is Jenny, local owner of the Danville Nutrition Center, and we are making room for new products by clearancing out overstocked items. Save 20 to 40% off on select vitamins, herbs, and health and beauty products. We currently have hundreds of sale items, but it's while supplies last, so stop by the Nutrition Center soon to save. We are conveniently located at 802 South 4th Street, Danville. Danville Nutrition Center, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is the talk of the town? We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR, AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
Stealing Kentucky jobs, exporting deadly drugs into our communities, and now spying over Kentucky. China's actions are threatening Kentucky, but Kelly Craft has always stood up to China.
China Communist sanctions former UN Ambassador Kelly Craft.
Kelly Craft is the only candidate for governor with a proven record of opposing China.
This is a real issue with the fentanyl that China is producing.
And as governor, she'll launch a full court press to stop China in its tracks.
Paid for by Kelly Craft for governor.
Talk Kentucky Sports, weekday mornings at 10 with Matt Jones and Kentucky Sports Radio, right here on AM 1230 WHIR.
Big changes are coming to the HVAC industry.
The minimum efficiency rating of equipment is increasing nationwide.
If your HVAC system is more than 8 years old, or if you would like a quote on upgrading your current system, call ADA Heating and Air.
Upgrading to a new, more efficient system now will save you money immediately on your utility bills and may qualify you for tax credits in 2023.
Call ADA Heating and Air for a free estimate.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our good friends. They're over at Cattleman's Roadhouse. I'll get it right here eventually. Coel Collision Center and Cattleman's Roadhouse. Treat yourself to a delicious meal at Cattleman's, where everyone in the family is certified something to tastify their taste buds. Cattleman's Roadhouse, Danville Bypass, a great steak truly is just the beginning. Cloudy skies, get a rain shower, maybe or two in here early afternoon. By late afternoon, should be good to go. 53 is a high, 30 is a low. Sunshine tomorrow, 57. Thursday, sunshine, 63. Right now, it's 38 degrees. Wind chill is 33, and Randy Graham is in studio with his thoughts. The thoughts of Randy Graham. These are Randy Graham's thoughts. It's Randyism.
Good morning, Sir Joe and the Know, and what another great day it is to get up and get at 'em. Well, Joe, in the sad tragedy, which was the Nashville shooting yesterday at a Christian church school It took President Biden only a couple of hours, without knowing all the facts, to have his press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, who the White House describes as the first black person and first openly LGBTQ person to serve in that position, checking off a box for the White House, more interested in filling quotas and pronouns than hiring the most competent person for the job. But it took only 2 hours for the first black person, an openly lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer press secretary, to act on emotion over logic and politicizing the event, calling out Republicans and demanding a ban on assault rifles, meaning AR-15 semi-automatic. And no, AR does not stand for assault rifle or automatic rifle, but stands for Armalite rifle, after the company that developed it in the 1950s. Yes, it's a semi-automatic rifle and not an assault rifle. But when does the truth matter to this administration? But, Joe, I own one of those things, and let me tell you, it's one beautiful piece of artwork. But Karine Jean-Pierre and the president want to ban it. Now, Joe, did you know when I was attending high school at good old Boyle County High School, Rebels, R-E-B-E-L-S, Rebels, that we had students come to school with rifles, some perhaps semi-automatic, hanging in the back windows of their pickup trucks? And not once did one of those guns jump off that rack and march into our school and start shooting. Nor did the pocket knives, which students and teachers would at times get out and talk about. Not once did one of those knives jump out of a hand of a student or teacher and start stabbing. So obviously it's not the knives or guns' fault, is it? No, it's the shooter's fault. A cultural demise, where this time a shooter described as a 28-year-old transgender woman, meaning a dude pretending to be a dudette or a dudette pretending to be a dude. Not real sure, since the Nashville police chief said she identified as a woman, but later a prominent reporter said she identified as a man. I mean, talking a world turned upside down. But regardless, obviously a troubled individual, to say the least, who brought in 3 guns, 2 of which were AR-15s, and murdered 3 young children and 3 adults. And talking disturbed individuals, we then have our pathetic prick of a president, past his prime, his royal hiney himself, come out and add insult to injury for the families by joking and talking about, of all things, how much he likes ice cream, before pivoting and addressing the school shooting, because that's what his monitor told him to do, and with a serious look on his face, honed by 50 years of corruption as a senator and vice president, talks about the importance of banning not AR-15s, but AK-47s. Folks, that's a Russian-made gun. You see why Numbnuts is such an appropriate title? Not because of his cognitive decline, but because he's bordering on incompetence since the first time he was elected. And if not for the small population of the state of Delaware, he would have been kicked out of office years ago, and we wouldn't have to be putting up with this corrupt Chinese compromise consultant as president, who happens to like ice cream. But some may ask, well, what's the need to own an AR-15 anyway? Well, I'm glad you asked, because there's a number of reasons, besides just being a fun gun to shoot. You see, there comes a time when a person feels they're getting too old to break knuckles. That means fist fight. It might be better to start breaking caps or bullets. And usually that happens when he or she are too old to want to get whipped or robbed, but not too old that they're not willing to fight. But the biggest reason for owning semi-automatic weapons is because I believe like our forefathers believed, such as Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Samuel Adams, and John Adams, and George Washington. To the point I'm even an independent today, neither Democrat nor Republican. I mean, when you think of me, just think of George Washington, the father of our country. We both, along with John Adams, considered political parties frightful despotisms. But when our forefathers wrote the Constitution, they were afraid of the government they were getting ready to create. Did you know that? Because we had just defeated a large despotic government in Great Britain. I mean, even the great Patrick Henry, who rallied the 13 colonies with the words, "Give me liberty or give me death," left the convention stating, "I smell a rat." How much was he concerned about creating too strong a federal government, although later agreeing with the end result? But in order for the Constitution to be ratified, it required approval by 9 of 13 colonies. But the states would not ratify it without a Bill of Rights for we the people, ensuring certain freedoms, like the right for religious freedom, which we saw our man-child governor try and take away during the pandemic here in Kentucky, and the right to petition the government for a redress of grievances or peaceful protest, and the right to keep and bear arms. Why keep and bear arms? Well, again, I'm glad you asked. Now, the liberal left would say for hunting and to protect our homes. But if you know history, then you understand that's BS or Bashir stuff. I mean, tricky trilly, the woke joke general, silly-milly kind of jargon and deception. And why, if the study of math and sciences will give America a technological edge in the future, it will be the study of history that'll keep that future free. So let's have some fun with a little history lesson. Now, what became known as a shot heard round the world, signifying the beginning of our revolution, at least from an armed standpoint, happened at Lexington, Massachusetts. By the way, you know why they call it the shot heard round the world? Well, first of all, because no one knows who shot it. And the second reason, because it inspired other revolutions in other countries. Yeah, the shot heard round the world. But the British were marching to Lexington, Massachusetts. Why Lexington? Well, because John Hancock and Samuel Adams were hiding there to avoid arrest. And the British felt they were rebel rousers and leaders of the cause. But the other reason was because it was the route to Concord, where the British knew the citizens were storing ammunition and powder. So the local residents of Lexington, Massachusetts stood in their way. And a shot rang out, and no one knows to this day who fired that shot. But it was such actions by citizens that inspired our Second Amendment. The reason we have a Second Amendment is because in the early stages of the Revolutionary War, it was the citizens who held off and fought the British Army with their own guns until America could raise an army under the leadership of George Washington. So why the Second Amendment and why many own AR-15s and other guns? For protection of the home, yes. Recreation and for hunting as well. But the main reason for the Second Amendment was in case the federal government got so abusive that, in the words of Thomas Jefferson in our Declaration of Independence, and I quote, when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them, meaning we the people, under absolute despotism, it is the right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Fortunately for us, through the wisdom of those who wrote the United States Constitution, we can avoid armed revolution because our revolution can take place at the ballot box, unless that is corrupted. So yes, the Second Amendment, and yes, the erroneous tag of assault rifles are a necessity, not for just protection at home or hunting, or an invasion by a foreign country, but as a reminder and deterrent to a federal government that if you choose to go down this path, we the people can meet you with a fighting chance. And we are reminded of the importance of this right to bear arms and the wisdom of our forefathers. As dear old Dad, my high school basketball coach, mentor, and who later served as a state legislator and mayor, stated, one sure thing about life is that people empowered don't like giving it up. And as a result, will jump through all types of hoops in order to keep it. And when we witness such examples as our FBI has provided, in redefining itself from the Federal Bureau of Investigation to the federal bullies of intimidation, we are reminded once again of the wisdom of those who gave us the Second Amendment and the pathetic prick of a president who would place a ban on our ability to keep America free.
Randy Graham, the thoughts of Randy Graham and Randy Graham's thoughts, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:20 here on WHIR. Here's the news.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The city of Frankfort joins Louisville and Covington as the only cities in Kentucky to pass legislation which ensures protection against discrimination on race-based hairstyles. City Commissioner Patricia Waldridge tells WKYT-TV,
I had an afro growing up until 13, so I was discriminated by my hair there. Here, it's just big hair, don't care for me.
Known as the Crown Act, the statewide version of similar legislation has been soundly defeated several times. New laws regarding DUIs and hazing have been signed by Governor Beshear.
The governor signed House Bill 262, known as Lily's Law. It makes vehicular homicide a Class B felony. The law is named after Zoe Fairfield's sister Lily, an Oldham County teenager who died after a driver under the influence crashed into their car.
There's no bill that lawmakers could pass or any order that the government could issue that would bring Lily back into our lives. But today we will all take a big step forward, saving future Kentucky families from receiving the same heartbreaking call we did.
The governor also signed Senate Bill 9, known as Lofton's Law. It makes the penalty for hazing that results in serious injury or death a Class D felony. I'm Paul Miles.
A controversial book censorship bill will soon be law in Kentucky. Senate Bill 5 reached Secretary of State Michael Adams' desk yesterday, with Governor Andy Beshear allowing it through without his signature. The bill wants schools to give parents the chance to challenge reading materials in schools they deem harmful. Supporters believe it will protect children, but critics are saying and describing it as a book-banning bill. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Isaiah House provides holistic substance abuse treatment to help recovering addicts achieve sobriety for a lifetime.
We know what that struggle is. We know how bad that is. We know all the damage and the chaos that we created in the past. But the important part is we can show them the solution.
Kentucky Medicaid accepted for treatment. Call Isaiah House Treatment Center today. 859-375-9200. Isaiah House Treatment Center. Real hope for addiction.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. We told you last week that Domino's Pizza is heading back to Harrodsburg, but some Harrodsburg residents are concerned about where the building will be and the traffic issues it may cause. The Harrodsburg-Mercer County Planning and Zoning Commission recently approved a site plan submitted to build a 6,000-square-foot commercial building at 451 South College Street for what would be the future home of a Domino's. However, concerns have been raised by some residents that pulling in and out of that location, as well as potential traffic backups, may cause issues. Harrodsburg Mayor Scott Mosley says that most of it is out of the city's hands.
There's not a lot that the city can do because the road it's backing out onto is the a state highway, so the state would have to intervene. At that point, we could request some research to be done, but as far as taking any kind of action, we cannot at all.
Mosley said that the building also fits within the boundaries of their particular zoning, but that any safety concerns will be discussed with local fire and police. A contract with Domino's does state that the store had to be open by the end of the year, and work is expected to start on it in the next 30 days. Third Thursdays are coming back to downtown Danville next month. The Danville-Boyle County Convention and Visitors Bureau recently announced that Third Thursdays would make its return on April 20th and continue throughout October on the third Thursday of the month. Third Thursdays provide downtown Danville shoppers and visitors the chance to eat at restaurants later and shop while the downtown entertainment district is enacted, meaning you can sip and stroll with your drinks. There are also new items this year, like the Kentucky Maker Spotlight, where the people behind your favorite farmers market stall and art shows will be set up, as well as the Downtown Danville Receipt Swap, where you can take a same-day receipt from a downtown restaurant to a downtown retail shop, or vice versa, and get 10% off. It all starts Thursday, April 20th. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear signed 3 bills into law yesterday to protect children from abuse, all while he also declared April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Those 3 bills are House Bill 78, which clarifies the legal definition of incest, Senate Bill 80, which ensures that registered sex offenders can't come within 1,000 feet of a high school, middle school, elementary school, preschool, publicly owned or leased playground, or licensed daycare facility. There's also Senate Bill 229, which strengthens the reporting requirements when Kentuckians have reason to believe a child has been abused, neglected, or a victim of human trafficking. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This is Jesse Johnson, Senior Vice President of Whitaker Bank's newest branch, located in downtown Danville at 218 West Main Street. Whatever your banking needs, Whitaker Bank is here to help. Give us a call at 859-236-9822 to discuss your options and let us put our experience in customer service to work. We look forward to speaking with you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
So creamy it melts in your mouth, Mom Blakeman's candy, Delicious flavors of family tradition, old-fashioned candy since 61. Light, rich, creamy, made by hand, a southern treat, a Kentucky brand. Mom Blakeman's Candy.com. So creamy it melts in your mouth. Mom Blakeman's Candy.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by the HVAC outlet right here in Danville, offering the best ductless mini splits you can install yourself, or they can help you with installation. They're one of the largest distributors in the state of Kentucky. Also, they have heat pumps with 10-year parts warranties and financing available. Call before you buy anywhere else at the HVAC outlet in Danville, 859-209-1112. Cloudy skies, 53 degrees is your high. A low tonight of 30. Tomorrow, widespread frost in the morning, high of 57. And on Thursday, sunshine, a high of 63. Right now, it's 8:38 in the morning. It is 38 degrees, and here's Wedding Planning with Pim.
Hi, I'm Penitha Stewart-Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. It's the day of the wedding, and things are not going well. Here are some solutions that just might pull your fat out of the fire. What if a delivery's late? Keep a list of phone contacts so you can track down deliveries and give better instructions. The florist can't deliver the flowers. Can we pick them up? You can, but make sure you have a vehicle with plenty of room. Floral trucks keep flowers cool, so there's no wilting on the way. So be sure to crank down the air conditioner. It's hot, and you're afraid you may pass out. Make sure to take a good, deep breath and don't lock your knees when standing. Stay hydrated, drink plenty of water before the ceremony, and remember to have something in your stomach. If you feel lightheaded, sit down and don't panic. That may force you to pass out. What do we do about a guest that's had too much to drink? Encourage the guest to sober up, drink coffee, or go outside for some air. Remove the problem to a hallway or a spot far away from the bride and groom. Have a prearranged designated driver to provide a ride home. No matter how hard you try, stuff is going to happen, so plan for the obvious and the unexpected. Then relax and enjoy knowing you did your best. My love note for today: do you keep the little problems from the bride? You bet. But you know the bride, so decide where you need to draw the line.
This world has its limits, but in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya, you've got a world of possibilities. You can leave it all behind in serene interiors, or you can go after it with available e-Force all-wheel drive. Go your way in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. Nissan Ariya with e-Force not yet available for purchase. Expected availability early 2023, subject to change. e-Force all-wheel drive is an optional feature. e-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the spring sale, March 24th through April 3rd, and get 35% off paints and stains with prices starting at $28.92. That means 35% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, 35% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
You need a stopper at the new Papa's Quick Stop for some knickknacks, gas and snacks, breakfast, lunch, and fried chicken with a bone. Papa's Quick Stop has a loyalty program, fast way to earn on every purchase you make. A swipe of your card is all it takes. Come see what they've done to the new place at Papa's Quick Stop. Come try their great breakfast, lunch specials, and save on all your gas, snacks, beer, and much, much more. Hey, Papa, can you stop at the Quick Stop in Danville, across from the fairgrounds? Now offering the full Candleberry collection. Candleberry at Papa.
This is Randy Gipp Graham. If you want to start your weekend off in a winning way, propelling you into a new work week, then join with our team every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock on the Kentucky Power Hour. Sure, we talk current events, politics, a little sports, and a lot about leadership, but with you, the listener, in mind. So start your day off in a winning way. Right here on the Happy Station, AM 1230 WHIR.
The Kentucky Power Hour on 1230 WHIR. Darling.
Some love him and some hate him, but everybody listens to Sean Hannity weekdays at 3 and Saturdays at 10 on AM 1230 WHIR.
It's 8:41 in the morning. James the gardener's in here eating I don't know what it is. What is it you're eating? Some sort of pecan roll or something?
Pecan roll.
from Burke's Bakery. And while have you not been on Rick's show yet?
No, he's been talking to important people.
Oh, come on, Rick. It's 8:41 in the morning here. I got to have James on in like 10 minutes. I was going to do Grub Gab anyway, the world of food.
Okay.
So we're going to do Grub Gab, the world of food, while James eats his pecan roll. And let's see what's going on in the world of food. Ladies and gentlemen, just eat it. All right, here we go. Panera has introduced the new Southwest Caesar salad with chicken alongside its returning fan favorite strawberry poppy seed salad just in time for spring. The new Southwest Caesar salad with chicken features grilled chicken breasts raised without antibiotics, crisp romaine lettuce, fresh avocado and cilantro, grated Parmesan cheese, and Caesar dressing, all drizzled with chipotle aioli and topped with crunchy blue corn tortilla strips. Sounds like something James the Gardener would like to eat all those veggies on.
I could eat that.
You could do that now.
Yep.
A whole Southwest Caesar salad goes for $12.99, while a half costs $9.19. We might as well. That math doesn't check out.
Yeah, no.
Might as well pay the extra $3 and get the full size thing, right?
Might as well.
Both size options come with a choice of one free side. Starbucks wants you to start ordering your coffee based on your zodiac sign. Starbucks just launched a new site that's supposed to help you order the perfect drink based on your zodiac sign. They partner with an app for horoscopes and psychics called Sanctuary. The website is starbucksstarsigns.com. First, you choose your zodiac sign like Taurus or Virgo, which is just a bunch of baloney. But anyway, I'm just going to be honest, that's a bunch of baloney. Then you say whether you plan to drink in the morning or afternoon, because that matters apparently. It eventually tells you what your ideal drink is, and there's a link so you can order it online. If you believe in astrology stuff, you might find it useful. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
There's also a decent chance they're trying to push people toward their pricier beverages. No. I mean, this is actually a ploy for them to make more money?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Starbucks wants you to order your coffee based on your zodiac sign. Popeyes has announced the introduction of the new strawberry biscuits. They add fruity strawberry bits to their signature biscuits and then top them with creamy icing. That sounds really good. You can order them separately for $1.79 each, or get 2 for $2.99 and 4 for $5.39. They're available now for a limited time at participating Popeyes locations nationwide. Sounds pretty good. Hey, when the Girl Scouts introduced their limited edition Raspberry Rally cookie, they had no idea it was going to be this big of a hit. The cookie was a raspberry spin on their popular Thin Mint cookie. Some even ended up on eBay for $100 a box because they sold out. The hiccup turned out to be the only offering the new flavor exclusively online. While early selling troops had no problem, areas like Seattle that start selling later didn't even push the new cookie. The Girl Scouts say they learned about better planning for a new addition to the cookie line, and Scouts learned about better communication and sometimes how to deal with angry customers as well. So they basically learned about supply and demand because they didn't supply enough Raspberry Rallies for the demand that people wanted them at.
Wow.
And because they did, people were able to resell them for $100 a box. And then I read the Girl Scouts were mad about that. Well, why are they mad? They should have offered more.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get your hands on a limited edition thing and you don't want it, what are you going to do? Sell it for $5 what you bought it for? No. That's not what happens. You sell it for more money because the person that wants it buys it.
Yeah.
It's like going to a restaurant. You're not going to a restaurant and the restaurant giving you what they're paying for the price of the food.
Right.
You're paying more.
Yep.
Because the demand is there. You want that, and you're willing to pay $10 for whatever it is.
For whatever it is, yeah.
When they bought it for $3.
Yep.
Supply and demand, James.
That's right.
That's what's going on in Grub Gab, the world of food. Just eat it. Do you need to go be on Rick's show?
We can go ahead and do it.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do Gardening with James right now then. Here it is.
And now, for the next few minutes, the man with the jolly green thumb and the big straw hat is going to tell us where it's at. Gardening with James, that's the name. Growing good food, that's our aim. Working in our garden every day. Well, we might not be all that pretty, but we don't mind getting all dirty and gritty. Growing our food the natural way. Yes, we're gardening with James, the natural way. Let's dig it, James.
All right, then.
All right, then.
Let's dig it, James. What's up?
Let's see. Well, we've had 2 really good days of sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
One day up in the 70s, and yesterday was actually an excellent day also. So I hope everybody had a chance to get out and do some things and, finish cleaning up those beds and start preparing those seeds. And I've had a lot of people who are now trying to start their seeds, inside, their summer seeds inside, so this way they'll be prepared. The main thing is, like I say, some type of potting soil, something light that the seeds can come right up through. Second thing is, well, I guess first is make sure that you water it, and then, like I say, get your seeds in, and then make sure you don't overwater it. So just kind of keep an eye on them as they grow, and as they get bigger, like I say, you may want to put them in a little bit bigger pot until you're able to get them out. Say those tomatoes and different things like that. Or if nothing else, if you've got, a little space or a little closet or something where you can use grow lights, you could also put it in there to get your plant started. But there are all different types of ways to do that. But getting your starter plants ready to go for, say, that end of April crop, that's a good idea.
There it is, James the Gardener, Gardening with James, Tuesdays and Thursdays here on The Joe Show at this time.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you being on, James.
No problem.
All right, I know you got to go be on Rick's show.
Yes, sir.
If you have time afterwards, come back in here.
I'll do that.
We'll chit-chat.
Sure.
It's 8:47 in the morning. We'll see what's going on this day in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Coming up next.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. The women's NCAA Final Four is set. Last night, overall top seed South Carolina downed Maryland 86-75, while Virginia Tech topped Ohio State 84-74. The Final Four in Dallas will feature South Carolina versus Iowa and Virginia Tech versus LSU. Semifinals will be played Friday, May 30th. Kentucky point guard Severe Wheeler has entered the transfer portal. Wheeler didn't play the last few weeks of the season, reportedly because of injuries and surgery. Another Wildcat is also rumored to be headed to the portal, 6'10" Damian Collins. Collins lost his father before the season started and didn't play nearly as much as he had hoped to. The University of Kentucky fast-pitch softball squad is just outside the top 10 this week in the USA Softball Top 25. UK, one of 9 SEC schools ranked in the top 25, is 11th right now. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are 1-2, with Tennessee 3rd and Florida 10th. LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Arkansas, Texas A&M, and Auburn are also ranked. Yesterday in high school baseball in 2A Section 5, it was Boyle County 5, Mercer County 2. 12th Region All-A, Somerset 7, Danville 2. Somerset Christian 15, Bergen 1. Garrett County 18, Berea 5. And Southwestern 12, Lincoln County 2. Fast-pitch softball scores, West Jessamine 1, Garrett County 0. Bourbon County 10, Mercer County 3, and Campbellsville 20, Danville 1. Former Louisville quarterback Lamar Jackson's requested a trade from the Baltimore Ravens. Jackson tweeted that the Ravens just don't seem interested in keeping him with a big money contract. Lamar was the Heisman Trophy winner at U of L in 2016. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
The Parthenon Greek American Eats.
Hi, this is Jimmy letting you know about some of our seafood options, including grilled salmon, grilled tilapia, grilled shrimp, or you can do a combo with grilled tilapia and shrimp, fried jumbo shrimp, hand-battered cod, our delicious hand-battered cod sandwich with fresh French fries. As always, we only use fresh ingredients made to order. That's at the Parthenon Greek American Eats in Danville in the Greenleaf Shopping Center.
Dine in or take out fresh from our family.
The Hometown Radio Network sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. NASCAR racing this weekend on your home for NASCAR, 103.9 FM WHIR. Saturday, the Xfinity Series, the Toyota Care 250. It's at Richmond Raceway. 1 o'clock green flag drop, a race we'll have on 103.9 FM WHIR. The Big Boys, the Cup Series, Sunday at 3:30 at Richmond on 103.9 FM WHIR. And all games and races at hometownlive.net.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision and auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at 315-315 Dillahay Street. Call ahead for an appointment, 236-2299. 236-2299 Danville Auto Body Shop. Mostly cloudy, high of 53, low tonight 30. Tomorrow, sunshine 57. Thursday, sunshine 63. Friday, cloudy and 67. We are gradually warming up, then back in the low 60s on Saturday. Right now, it's 8:53. It's 38 degrees here in Danville. 238 WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447, as we take a look down the timeline to see what happened on this date, March the 28th, in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Starting off on this date in 1967, where in a recording session working on their newest album, this band recorded this song on this date, 1967.
Nothing to do, it's up to you. I've got nothing to say, but it's okay. Good morning, good morning.
John Lennon recorded his lead vocal for the song Good Morning, Good Morning, and Paul McCartney added a lead guitar solo to the track, which will happen about 1 minute and 15 seconds into the song. Lennon had decided he wanted to end the song with animal sound effects and asked that they be sequenced in such a way that each successive animal was capable of scaring or eating the preceding animal. On this date, 1967, Sgt. Pepper at Abbey Road Studios. Good Morning, recorded on this date, 1967. Here comes that Paul McCartney guitar solo coming up here.
I've got nothing to say, but it's okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
It was on this date, 1981. This group started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with this song. Blondie, a 2-week run at number 1 with the song Rapture, the group's 4th U.S. number 1 and the first number 1 song in the U.S. to feature rap in its lyrics. Notable for name-checking hip-hop pioneers Fab Five Freddy and Grandmaster Flash. On this date, 1981, Blondie at number 1 with Rapture. March the 28th, 1986 was also the birthday of Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta, born on this date in 1986. We know her better as Lady Gaga. Has reached number 1 in 20 different countries. In 2012, so about 10 years ago, Gaga was ranked at number 4 on Billboard's list of top moneymakers of 2011, grossing more than $250 million. That would be $250 million. $250 million. $25 million in 2011. Lady Gaga, born on this date, 1986. The Beatles, Blondie, and Lady Gaga have all made their mark on this date, March the 28th, in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. It's 8:56 in the morning, 38 degrees right here in Danville.
Lee's Famous Recipe of Danville is honored to have served this community since 1972. They're excited to announce they are offering even more $5.99 lunch specials. Choose from Lee's 2-piece breast strip, 2-piece dark chicken, chicken slider, or a barbecue chicken sandwich. All specials come with a side of your choice along with a regular drink and an apple pie or cookie. Wednesday's Customer Appreciation Day. Come on in and ask for the Wednesday special. 3 pieces of famous crispy or strips, 2 sides of your choice, hot homestyle buttermilk biscuit, all $1 off the regular price. Don't feel like cooking tonight? Try one of their family meals. They come in options of 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece selections with your choice of sides. They specialize in catering, so if you need to cater a wedding, office party, funeral, birthday party, or any other special event, call them at 859-236-8777, 236-8777 for a free quote. Let them do all the work for you. They're located at 610 South 4th Street. Drive through or come on in. Lee's Famous Recipe, serving the best chicken in Danville for over 40 years.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or 2 or 3 or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
At Linux of Danville, we work with more than just trucks. From floor mats for your hybrid vehicle, shelving and lights for your work van, and even a hitch for your SUV. At Linux of Danville, we work with all types of vehicles. No truck, no problem. Call us today, 59209-4033, or stop by at 935 Stanford Road and see how we can help you.
It's 8:58 in the morning. It's 38 degrees. Dusty is on the telephone. Dusty can't be in today, but he's going to be somewhere at 9 o'clock and has a couple of minutes free. So, Dusty, you have about 2 minutes to give us the rundown. What's up?
2 minutes. Well, I am. Thank you for letting me on. I missed your face already. I feel like your other guests, and then just call in, and it's not as fun.
It's not. No, it's not the same experience as being in studio. Thank you.
Well, I just wanted to let everybody know real quick that Grayson Jenkins is going to be playing at a tailgate show at EKU at Combs Stadium. So you can go see a tailgate show there at EKU of Grayson Jenkins if you want. Okay. And then you have Brother Smith is going to be at Henry Clay's this Thursday. And so that's going to be a nice get there. And Joe, I got a podcast that you need to check out. I think you would really enjoy it.
Okay.
It's called Alabama Astronaut.
Alabama Astronaut Podcast. What's it about?
So it's about a folk singer. His name is Abe Partridge. And during COVID, he got obsessed with the music that comes from snake-handling churches.
Mm.
And so he visits and records all this music that, like, has never been recorded before because, you know, not a lot of people go to those kind of establishments.
Yes, yeah. It's a secret type thing.
And, and so he records this music, and it's just amazing music that comes from these churches. And it just so happens to be snake-handling churches. But he himself used to be a fundamental Baptist preacher in Middlesboro, Kentucky.
Ooh.
And then he had then he started a rock band after he gave up preaching.
Yeah, that's a natural path.
Now he's a folk singer.
Okay, the natural path of every fundamental Baptist preacher is to start a rock band after that. So
yeah, and it's like a punk band too. So it's pretty wild.
Alabama Astronaut.
Yeah, so far it's I'm only like 4 episodes deep into it, but it's really good. It has a lot of people from Kentucky. He visits Alabama, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Tennessee at all these different churches, and he brings his recorder along with him. And not only does he record like some of the service music, but like a lot of those people are songwriters themselves that have written their own type of like worship music.
Yeah.
And so it's like this kind of Americana songs that have never been documented, and they're actually very good.
Huh.
And so it's been interesting to give it a listen.
And they're sung in these kind of secret snake handling churches.
Right. Yeah. Like a lot of these churches, you can't plug them into a GPS. It's like you go off the beaten path to then go off another beaten path to find them.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there you go. So Alabama Astronauts, the name of the podcast. Dusty, appreciate you calling in. And are we going to see you Friday?
Yes, you will see me Friday as long as everything goes according to plan this week.
There you go. Speaking of EKU, I am giving away some tickets to see Hunter Hayes in concert this Saturday at EKU Center for the Arts. Yeah, Hunter Hayes, a country music artist. He's the youngest male country artist to have a #1 in the history of the country singles charts. So we'll have...
How young is he?
Well, I don't know how old he was born. Let's see. He was born in 1991, but his #1 went #1 in 2011, so he was, I guess, maybe 19 or 20 years old when he had his first #1.
Well.
Yeah, crazy stuff. So, Dusty, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you later, okay?
No problem, Joe. Thank you.
Yep, bye. That's Dusty. He's in here again on Friday. Can't make it today, but we'll have Dusty back in here on Friday. Right now, it's 9:03 in the morning. It's 39 degrees.
That boy of mine, he sure does take after me. I love football. He loves football. I put ketchup on my eggs. He puts ketchup on his. I didn't wear my seatbelt. Neither did he. So nothing's going to be the same ever again. So please, show your kids what a good driver does. Buckle up and put your phone down.
Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
I'm former Republican Secretary of State Trey Grayson, and I represent the Fairness Campaign. I'm a conservative who can't believe state lawmakers are working in the final days to take rights away from Kentucky parents with Senate Bill 150. They want to overrule parents and doctors when it comes to care for transgender kids. Join me in asking your state senator and representative to oppose Senate Bill 150 and preserve parents' rights. Visit fairness.org/act now. Paid for by the Fairness Campaign.
An investigation is underway after a train carrying iron ore derailed in California. More from Mark Mayfield.
It happened Monday in San Bernardino County, where officials say there were no passengers aboard the Union Pacific train. More than 50 train cars, including 2 locomotives, derailed. One locomotive suffered a minor leak. No injuries or active fires were reported. This comes after last month's train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, which released potentially dangerous chemicals into the air. I'm Mark Mayfield.
At least 50 U.S. government officials are suspected or confirmed to have been targeted by commercial spyware overseas. Lisa Taylor reports.
A senior White House official told reporters that number is expected to grow as investigations continue. The revelation comes as President Biden issued an executive order to prohibit the use of commercial spyware across the federal government that poses a risk to national security and human rights. The move follows the long-running controversy over the misuse of a powerful spyware called Pegasus by foreign governments to hack journalists and dissidents around the world. I'm Lisa Taylor.
At least 39 deaths are being reported after a fire broke out Monday night at a migrant facility in Mexico. The blaze happened at the National Institute of Migration in Ciudad Juarez. While not getting into specifics, authorities said the victims were foreign migrants. There's been no word yet on the cause of the deadly fire. 2 tigers that escaped from a Georgia zoo are back in captivity after a tornado damaged their enclosures. Phil Hewlett with details.
The twister tore through Pine Mountain Safari in Troup County, and 2 tigers were freed from their enclosure. After roaming free for a time and not getting into any trouble, both were located, tranquilized, and relocated to a secure enclosure. I'm Phil Hewlett.
The 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards took place last night in Los Angeles. Doja Cat is iHeartRadio's most played artist of the year.
I know that I have an amazing team and they deserve all the thanks in the world.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Americans now are abandoning the values that once defined this great country. Wall Street Journal poll. Patriotism, religion, hard work hold less importance. Only 23% of adults under the age of 30 said that having children was important. There's a New York Post editorial about it. I mean, it basically saying killing the American dream, and how the American dream is at risk of death thanks to not just Joe Biden, but decades of terrible economic policy, social engineering from the left.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
You know, a cyber thief could steal the equity in your home without you even knowing.
Now, it's a financially devastating scam. It's called home title theft. Now, cyber thieves hunt for the title of your home online. Then they'll forge your signature on a transfer document stating that you sold them your home when you didn't. Then they'll take out loans on your home with your equity, or they'll sell it to an unsuspecting buyer. And by the way, they're gone. Your money's gone also. Your home is not in your name anymore, and now you're hiring attorneys to try and save your home. I protect my home, my equity with Home Title Lock. You should too. Home Title Lock, they put a virtual shield around your home's title. Now, that's the instant they detect activity or tampering around your home's title. They help shut it down and shut it down fast. First things first, get a free title scan with sign up to verify your home is safely in your name. Then mention my name, Sean, and you get 30 days of protection at HomeTitleLock.com. That's HomeTitleLock.com. Oh.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Good morning to you. It's Tuesday. It's March the 28th on our calendar today. Cloudy skies and a high today 53. Forecast is coming your way. News is coming up here first. News right now.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
We told you last week that Domino's Pizza is heading back to Harrodsburg, but some Harrodsburg residents are concerned about where the building will be and the traffic issues it may cause. The Harrodsburg-Mercer County Planning and Zoning Commission recently approved a site plan submitted to build a 6,000-square-foot commercial building at 451 South College Street for what would be the future home of a Domino's. However, concerns have been raised by some residents that pulling in and out of that location, as well as potential traffic backups, may cause issues. Harrodsburg Mayor Scott Mosley says that most of it is out of the city's hands.
There's not a lot that the city can do because the road it's backing out onto is the a state highway, so the state would have to intervene. At that point, we could request some research to be done, but as far as taking any kind of action, we cannot at all.
Mosley said that the building also fits within the boundaries of their particular zoning, but that any safety concerns will be discussed with local fire and police. The contract with Domino's does state that the store had to be open by the end of the year, and work is expected to start on it in the next 30 days. Third Thursdays are coming back to downtown Danville next month. The Danville-Boyle County Convention and Visitors Bureau recently announced that Third Thursdays would make its return on April 20th and continue throughout October on the third Thursday of the month. Third Thursdays provide downtown Danville shoppers and visitors the chance to eat at restaurants later and shop while the downtown entertainment district is enacted, meaning you can sip and stroll with your drinks. There are also new items this year, like the Kentucky Maker Spotlight, where the people behind your favorite farmers market stall and art shows will be set up, as well as the downtown Danville receipt swap, where you can take a same-day receipt from a downtown restaurant to a downtown retail shop, or vice versa, and get 10% off. It all starts Thursday, April 20th. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear signed 3 bills into law yesterday to protect children from abuse, all while he also declared April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Those 3 bills are House Bill 78, which clarifies the legal definition of incest, Senate Bill 80, which ensures that registered sex offenders can't come within 1,000 feet of a high school, middle school, elementary school, preschool, publicly owned or leased playground, or licensed daycare facility. There's also Senate Bill 229, which strengthens the reporting requirements when Kentuckians have reason to believe a child has been abused, neglected, or a victim of human trafficking. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the auto owners insurance company. Call Mark or Chris, and they'd love to give you a free quote. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. Cloudy skies, a high today 53, low tonight of 30. Tomorrow, you get cloudy skies, early sunshine later, high of 57. Thursday, sunshine, high of 63. It's 9:11 in the morning. James the Gardener's in studio this morning. And James, I've got a couple of pair of tickets to try and give away here in the 9 o'clock hour. And we'll start off with what's most immediate, which is tonight. Tonight at 7:30 at EKU Center for the Arts. So it's in Richmond.
Okay.
So got to prepare to make that drive to Richmond tonight. But this is going to be a fun event. This is called Our Planet Live in Concert. And Our Planet is a landmark Emmy Award-winning Netflix series that took the world by storm. Mm-hmm. And do you remember, James, the first one of these documentaries was called Planet Earth?
Yeah.
Came out probably 15 or 20 years ago, and it took them a long time to film all of these crazy animal scenes from all around the world.
Yeah.
It's basically just like that, except it's a different documentary. It's called Our Planet, and it's going to be shown live with an orchestra playing along with what's being shown on the screen.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, sounds like a fun event.
Yeah.
And this is a concert, essentially, that celebrates the planet that we call home. You are fully immersed in the wonders of Earth's wildlife, their animals, and their habitats. A live concert called Our Planet, a journey of discovery across our planet, featuring David Attenborough and William Shatner as the narrators. And I'm giving away a pair of tickets to see this tonight, and I have a phone call, and maybe they want these tickets. Let's see. Good morning. You're on the Joe Show.
I'm on the Joe Show?
Yes,
All
absolutely.
right.
Do you want these tickets for the...
I want those tickets. Where do I have to go to see it?
it's in Richmond at EKU Center for the Arts.
All right.
Yes, all right. Who am I talking to?
You're talking to Amy, the one that always calls me.
Yes, Amy Longwell, right?
You got it. You're the only one that gets my name right.
There you go. All right, Amy, we'll have these tickets here waiting for you here at the radio station. It's tonight.
Hey, can you mail them to me instead? 'Cause I don't have a car to get nowhere.
Well, it's tonight. It's not going to make it to you in time if we mail it to you.
You give it to somebody else in my memory. How's that?
There you go. All right, appreciate it. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Not a problem. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so yeah, that's tonight.
Yeah.
Mail runs okay every now and then, but not that fast. No. So
Express.
Yeah, so if you want to go see this, that's tonight at EKU Center for the Arts. Let me play the trailer for you. I was going to do that. So here's the trailer so you kind of experience what I'm talking about. Here it is.
This is the story of our changing planet and what we can do to help it thrive.
Experience breathtaking HD cinematography with all new orchestrations, a spectacular celebration of the planet we call home. Our Planet, live in concert. Tuesday, March 28th at the EKU Center for the Arts.
I mean, the radio only does it half justice because you got to see the shots and the video and the
animals.
The animals and the cinematography that goes along with this. That's tonight at 7:30 at EKU Center for the Arts.
All right.
So I've got those open. If you want to go, 238-WHIR, 238-9447. Number two, the second event, I said I had two pair of tickets to give away.
Okay.
This is a biggie coming up on Saturday.
Okay.
Also at EKU Center for the Arts.
Mm-hmm.
April Fool's Day, though this is no April Fool.
This is not April
This is not April Fool.
Okay.
Hunter Hayes is coming to do a concert at EKU Center for the Arts. Now, for those that don't know Hunter Hayes, he was born in 1991, and at the age of 19... he became the youngest male artist to have a #1 on the country music charts.
Wow.
It was a song called Wanted off of his debut album. I'll play a clip from the song Wanted. This is, I'm sure you've heard it. This is the song I'm talking about.
'Cause I wanna wrap you up, wanna kiss your lips.
This is Hunter Hayes, burst onto the scene in 2011 when his self-titled debut album went #1. And then this song also went #1, earned 3 career Grammy nominations, one in 2012, including Best New Artist. The singer-songwriter made his Grammy stage debut that year performing Invisible, so all of this by the time he's like 21 years old.
Wow.
He's played 30 different instruments on his debut album, so he's very musically gifted.
Wow.
In 2014, he also broke the Guinness World Record for the most concerts performed in a 24-hour period. Wow. The contest was held by Guinness World Records, was organized to support Child Hunger Ends Here. So it was a fundraiser type thing they did. Okay. Hunter Hayes is going to be at EKU Center for the Arts this Saturday. I've got 2 tickets to see that as well.
Okay.
If you want to go to that, 238-WHIR, 238-9447. We'll open up the phone lines during this commercial break coming up, and the first caller in, I'll give you 2 tickets to see Hunter Hayes in concert right here on WHIR Danville. 859-238-WHIR. Phone lines are open.
Hometown Radio's Big Deals offer is out of this world. It's Cosmic Bowling. Experience bowling with an outer space-like atmosphere. Black lights, strobe lights, and pattern lights accent the hit music that beats over the speakers. The lights and music effects make it an out-of-the-world experience. It's all at Galaxy Bowling and Entertainment Center in Richmond. Go have a lot of family fun with our Big Deals Pizza, Pins, and Pepsi Party. The party includes 2 hours of bowling, bowling shoes for up to 6 people, a large pizza, and a pitcher of soda. The retail value is $85. At Big Deals online store, get the pizza, pins, and Pepsi Party for just $49. Yes, $49. What a deal. It's a big deal out of this world. Shop and save at Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net, hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Big deals at hometownlive.net.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, Cartown Kia has you covered. If you have a job taking home over $350 a week, we have over 20 lenders that want to approve you. So shop and save with confidence.
Take home a 2018 Kia Forte or a 2021 Chevy Spark. Your choice, just $88 down and $249 per month.
Come see us at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Example, 2018 Kia Forte and 2021 Chevrolet Spark only selected stock makes and models. Approved price $88 down, $249 per month plus tax, title, license, stock, acquisition fee, subject to fire sale, plus applies. Last price may not include dealer rated options. See deal for details.
ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Since 1984. ADA. Always on time with our professional team when we show up at your door. ADA. Residential and commercial, day or night. ADAHeatingandAir.com does it right. ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way.
With spring in the air, you're ready to explore the outdoors. Come park it in Kentucky. The Bluegrass State's 45 diverse parks offer everything you want in a spring vacation. Hike a forest trail, paddle clear water, enjoy a horseback ride, or simply sit back, take a deep breath, soak up the sights and sounds of nature. What could be better than that? Kentucky residents can enjoy more for less with discounted rates for the best outdoor adventure, camping, lodging, golf, and more. Go to parks.ky.gov.
Just who is this car wash lady, a.k.a. the Queen of Suds? None other than Jenny Hogue, owner and manager of Car Express Wash in Danville. Jenny, how did you get started?
My owners wanted to sell the business. They offered to me first. October of 2018 is when I became the car wash lady, a.k.a. the Queen of Suds. We are invested in making Danville a happier, safer, and cleaner community. Give the giver clean this season. We have gift cards available and also monthly memberships. We are located in the Big Blue Building, Danville Bypass. Don't drive dirty.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
9:19 in the morning. James the Gardener is in studio with us this morning.
Yes, sir.
And, James, here's a question for you.
Okay.
People were originally called fans in sports because it's a shortened term of for like a fanatic, right? If you're a fan, you're a fanatic.
Yeah.
But now they kind of imply two different things. So you can be a fan of a team and not name more than one or two players.
Okay.
Right? Like I know, like my mom, for example, would call herself a UK fan. I mean, she went there. She grew up in Lexington. She used to work at Memorial Coliseum.
Right.
Graduated from UK. But my mom couldn't name one player on the roster. Right? I'm sure there are a lot of people like that. Like, they're fans because that's the team they know they're supposed to root for.
Right.
But they don't know who they're playing, when they're playing, what they're playing, or what sport season they're even in, right? Then there are fanatics.
Yeah.
And fanatics can rattle off specific stats dating back years.
Yeah, long time back.
Long time. They watch every single game.
Yeah.
Right? They schedule, they make their schedule around the games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I'll do something until noon or 1 o'clock, like me on Sundays. Like, okay, but 1 o'clock Sunday, the Falcons are playing, and I want to watch the Falcons.
Right.
Or the Braves are playing. Now, it's tough in baseball because they have 162 games, and I get it. You can't watch every single one of them.
Yeah.
But I want to pay attention to every single one of them.
Yeah.
Or listen to, if I can't watch, right? So, like, there are people like me who schedule things around sports games because you want to watch them.
Right.
My wife, Rebecca, will never understand that. She doesn't get that. We're just two different people when it comes to that regard.
Right.
In a new survey, though, the average sports fanatic says they would travel 5 hours and 48 minutes to see a big game.
No.
Now, I would. If it's a big game, I would. Now, this is perfect. This is a great example for me because Atlanta is literally like 6 hours away, 5.5 hours. On a good drive, maybe you don't run into a whole lot of traffic. You can get there. I mean, Atlanta's 5 hours and 45 minutes away. It's really not that far of a drive.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I would go to Atlanta for a weekend and watch 2 or 3 regular games.
Right.
We're not even talking big games. We're talking regular season games.
Right.
I'm thrilled to go to Atlanta just to watch one game.
Right.
I would travel 5 hours and 48 minutes to see a big game. And what I mean by that is a playoff game. I've never been to a playoff game before. I would love to experience that, and I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would have to have the next day off work, right?
Oh, yeah,
but I would do a one-day thing where I'd drive to Atlanta, spend the night just to see the game, come back up the next day after the game's over.
Yeah.
But that's one way, though. This, to me, makes it seem like it would be both ways. You know, you go one way to Atlanta, it's 5.5 hours. Yeah. It's 11 hours round trip.
Yep.
If you're going to go coming back the next day.
Yeah.
So this is a good example maybe for those who are Cincinnati Reds fans. Cincinnati, it's actually a shorter distance round trip, but Cincinnati's about 2 hours away.
Yeah, you could do that.
4-hour round trip.
Right.
Would you make a 4-hour round trip to see a game?
Yeah, I could do that.
I mean, I do. I've been to Great American Ballpark tons.
Yeah.
Come back the same night. It's a long day.
It's a long day, yeah, but it could be done.
Yeah. 45% of sports fanatics say they've traveled out of the country to see a game. Although they didn't say how many of those were just crossing into Canada. Maybe they're watching hockey or the Blue Jays play or something like that.
Yeah.
52% of fanatics say they have a favorite team and aren't just crazy about one sport or one city. And see, that's how I am. I love baseball.
Yeah.
I went last year, one-day trip to Cincinnati. Went with a family, Jack and my brother and his kids and my dad, and went and watched the Reds and Brewers. Braves weren't even playing.
Right.
I wore my Braves shirt to the game, but they weren't playing. Someone said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I got lost. I went up the wrong way on I-75. Sorry about that. I thought I was going south. Didn't realize it until I got here."
Oops.
But I would make a 4-hour round trip a day just to watch baseball, not even have to be a Braves game. 52% of those people say they watch every single one of their team's games, which would be a much bigger commitment for MLB and the NBA than it would be, for example, for football, where there's only 17 regular season games. It's impossible to do it for baseball because life happens.
Lots of things.
You just got stuff going on. You can't watch every single game.
Yep.
But there you go, James. The average sports fanatic would travel nearly 6 hours to watch a big game.
I'm a sports fanatic, but I'm not.
You're not doing that?
No.
238 WHIR 238-9447. Speaking of sports, James, an avid runner, her name is Tamara Torlikson. She revealed that she once pooped in her pants while she was running a marathon and still managed to achieve her best running time ever.
Dedication.
Well, look, if you're running 26.2 miles and you're running a marathon, you've trained for this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that happens and you're going for it maybe once a year.
Yep.
You can't let that stop you.
No.
I mean, if you do...
Potty break.
Potty break. But if you do, you lose 10, 15 minutes or whatever it may take to have to go use the restroom. So she was just like, I'm going for it. I've trained for this entire thing.
Gotta wear
and
a
I'm
diaper.
going for this.
I'm guessing gotta have a diaper.
Well, a shoe company has heard about this and has sponsored her. It's not New Balance, James. It's Poo Balance.
It happens time and time again.
All right, mile 23. Almost there. And
Yes, you're running in a marathon and you go number 2 right in your pants. Well, that's why there are new Poo Balance running shoes. The only shoes that are made out of big rolls of toilet paper.
Poo Balance shoes are great. I've stopped off every mile to do my business, and I have toilet paper right there on my feet. And the softness is so easy on my ankles. They give me the support I need. Thanks, Poo Balance. Oh, wait.
I gotta go. Let me just short step into those woods over there.
Pooh Balance running shoes, the shoes that are made out of toilet paper. Try them today.
There you go, James. Pooh Balance shoes.
Yeah, I'll run right out and get some.
Yeah, now here's the question. Would you rather wear Pooh Balance shoes, or would you rather wear these? And if you saw someone walking down the street in these right now, you would think there was a glitch in the Matrix or something. What in the world's going on? Am I dreaming?
Right.
You have to rub your eyes a couple of times. Am I seeing what I'm seeing?
Right.
A fashion brand in New York invented a new shoe, James, that you can wear backwards. No matter which end you put your foot in, it's still functional footwear.
Wow.
If you wear them like normal, they're an open-toed sneaker. So they're sneaker, but they look like flip-flops, right?
Yeah.
Like your toes are sticking out, which is a weird concept.
Yeah.
If you wear them the other way, they're sandals, but it looks like you've got your shoes on backward. They're called the BWD shoe. Short for backward, BWD backward.
Yeah.
It's from the band Mischief, spelled MSCHF, but pronounced Mischief.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same company selling those, I don't know if you've seen those big red boots that make you look like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Those big red boots.
Yeah.
So they specialize in weird stuff. The new backwards shoe is going to cost you $135, James. We'll hit their website on April the 11th. What do you think about this, James? Would you wear a backwards shoe? How does that sound to you?
I'll tell you what, go ahead and order it for me, and I'll try them on.
You try them on?
Yeah. Can we keep them for 30 days, and if we don't like it, send it back?
I don't know if there's any return policy on backward shoes, James.
Oh.
You can actually, here's the picture of it, James. You want to take a look at it. I know people on the radio can't see it, but you can, you slide your foot in it, and it looks like you're wearing your shoe backward.
Wow, that's different.
Interesting concept.
Yeah,
$135 for these suckers.
Wow.
Going to go on sale April the 11th.
Okay.
It's 9:27 in the morning, 238 WHIR. Phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. I would say, James, this is a fireable offense. See what you think about it. A longtime employee at a water treatment plant in Louisiana got fired recently, was arrested last week because he urinated in the town's water supply. Think that's enough to get somebody fired at the water treatment plant?
You're busted.
You are done.
Yeah.
57-year-old Michael Maston. His name is Michael Maston. Happened in Donaldsville, Louisiana, about halfway between New Orleans and Baton Rouge. It's not clear how many times he's done it. Now, think about that.
Yeah.
He just got caught this one time.
That one time, yeah.
Imagine how many times he's peed in the water supply before that. They caught him on video doing it at least twice.
Okay.
He'd move a security camera so it couldn't see him, then he'd pee over a rail into a water tank below and shift the camera back when he was done. There was no word on whether he was just being lazy, didn't want to walk to the bathroom, or if he did it for some other mischievous reason.
Yeah.
But when he did it last Sunday, he did not shift the camera enough.
Wow.
So you could still see it. Police found out about it last Wednesday, arrested him that afternoon. He's facing 2 counts of contaminating water supplies and 2 counts of criminal damage to critical infrastructure. So for those wondering about what kind of charges would you get if you urinated in the town water supply, contaminating water supplies and criminal damage of critical infrastructure are the 2 charges that you'd be hit with. Officials put out a statement assuring people the town's water is safe to drink. They said they took water samples. The public was never in danger. 57-year-old Michael Maston, James, arrested for urinating in the town's water supply.
That's terrible.
If it smells funny, has a little bit of a yellow tint to it, maybe they're telling people in the town, dump that, flush the water for a couple of minutes, and try again.
Wow.
Coming up in the 9:30 to 10 o'clock half hour, we have Ann Yeager or Mary Stiff Hamlin joining us this morning for Stiff Funeral Home and the talk of a lifetime. Hey, Wendy's the place to go if you're looking for a great breakfast, and for a limited time only, the $3 breakfast deal is back. Now, if you pull up to Wendy's, you may not see a sign for it. It's something that you have to ask for. It literally says this in my notes right here. Make sure you select or request that discount. They may have signs up, I'm not sure, but if they don't, they have this discount available now.
Right.
At Wendy's in Danville. If you don't see a sign for it, but you want this deal, make sure you ask for it. $3 breakfast deal at Wendy's gets you a sandwich and the seasoned potatoes for $3. It's 9:30.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear has signed legislation strengthening penalties for hazing and for DUIs.
The governor signed Senate Bill 9, known as Lofton's Law. It makes the penalty for hazing that results in serious injury or death a Class D felony. It's named after Kirk Hazelwood's son, Lofton, a University of Kentucky student who died of alcohol poisoning in a hazing incident in 2021.
And young people that go to college should be have the ability to have a great time in college and not have the fear of hazing that has been so prevalent over the last many years. So we think this law is going to be a deterrent.
The governor also signed House Bill 262, known as Lily's Law. It makes vehicular homicide a Class B felony. I'm Paul Miles.
Kentucky Republican Senator Rand Paul confirms that one of his staffers was the victim of a violent crime that happened over the weekend in D.C. Police are saying that the victim was stabbed late on Saturday afternoon and left with life-threatening injuries. A suspect has been arrested and charged with assault with intent to kill. In his statement, Senator Paul says he was relieved to hear of the arrest and has asked for privacy. That way the focus can be on the healing and the recovery of the victim. And April is now being recognized as Child Abuse Awareness Month here in Kentucky. Governor Beshear yesterday signed a proclamation in Frankfort declaring it so. The governor said that he believes there is nothing more important than protecting our children. He signed several pieces of legislation into law, including Senate Bill 80, which would forbid registered sex offenders from staying within 1,000 feet of various places kids often are, like schools, playgrounds, and daycare facilities. I'm Sarah Elise.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hi, this is Caraway and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check out our tax refund sale. New merchandise arriving weekly and we sell off the floor. Get up to 35% off. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit. Come see on Nana. You'll be glad you did.
Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
It's all about you and Stuart Powell.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore, General Manager of Stuart Powell Ford, Lincoln, and Mazda, 225 South Danville Bypass here in Danville. And for the first time in 3 years, we have new Fords on our lot ready to go home with you. Please stop by and see our selection. We are offering these at invoice pricing or shop online at stuartpowell.com.
Make your people happy because we know how. It's an easy thing to do in Danville. Stuart Powell.
Ford, Lincoln, Mazda. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. We told you last week that Domino's Pizza is heading back to Harrodsburg, but some Harrodsburg residents are concerned about where the building will be and the traffic issues it may cause. The Harrodsburg-Mercer County Planning and Zoning Commission recently approved a site plan submitted to build a 6,000-square-foot commercial building at 451 South College Street for what would be the future home of a Domino's. However, concerns have been raised by some residents that pulling in and out of that location, as well as potential traffic backups, may cause issues. Harrodsburg Mayor Scott Mosley says that most of it is out of the city's hands.
There's not a lot that the city can do because the road it's backing out onto is the a state highway, so the state would have to intervene. At that point, we could request some research to be done, but as far as taking any kind of action, we cannot at all.
Mosley said that the building also fits within the boundaries of their particular zoning, but that any safety concerns will be discussed with local fire and police. A contract with Domino's does state that the store had to be open by the end of the year, and work is expected to start on it in the next 30 days. Third Thursdays are coming back to downtown Danville next month. The Danville-Boyle County Convention and Visitors Bureau recently announced that Third Thursdays would make its return on April 20th and continue throughout October on the third Thursday of the month. Third Thursdays provide downtown Danville shoppers and visitors the chance to eat at restaurants later and shop while the downtown entertainment district is enacted, meaning you can sip and stroll with your drinks. There are also new items this year, like the Kentucky Maker Spotlight, where the people behind your favorite farmers market stall and art shows will be set up, as well as the downtown Danville receipt swap, where you can take a same-day receipt from a downtown restaurant to a downtown retail shop, or vice versa, and get 10% off. It all starts Thursday, April 20th. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear signed 3 bills into law yesterday to protect children from abuse, all while he also declared April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Those 3 bills are House Bill 78, which clarifies the legal definition of incest, Senate Bill 80, which ensures that registered sex offenders can't come within 1,000 feet of a high school, middle school, elementary school, preschool, publicly owned or leased playground, or licensed daycare facility. There's also Senate Bill 229, which strengthens the reporting requirements when Kentuckians have reason to believe a child has been abused, neglected, or a victim of human trafficking. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis. Do you have a sunroom, a man cave, a she shed, or a frog? It's a finished room over a garage. It needs heat or air? Did you know one of Kentucky's largest ductless mini-split distributors is located in Danville? The HVAC outlet offers the best ductless mini-splits on the market that you can install yourself, or they can assist with installation. Prices start at only $6.99. Call the HVAC outlet, 859-209-1112, or swing by 308 Fackler Street in Danville. All equipment is in stock.
Farmers National Bank has been helping local businesses since 1879. We offer checking accounts to fit your business's needs. Farmers National Bank accounts have many free services, and we can help your business save money and grow. Call us at 866-888-0220 and ask for Blake Mason, who can give you a free review. Farmers National Bank, your lifetime bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends. They're hanging out over at ADA Heating and Air. Trust ADA to be there when you need them the most. ADA on the way. Call them 859-519-6382. ADA Heating and Air. You get cloudy skies, a high today of 53, a low tonight of 30. Tomorrow, sunshine, high of 57. Thursday, sunshine, high of 63. It's 9:38 in the morning right now. It's 41 degrees. Tuesday, March the 28th.
The following is a paid program.
Yes, it is. And Ann Yeager is in studio with us this morning from Stith Funeral Home.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's going on with Ann Yeager today?
Oh, I got all kinds of things rolling around in my brain.
Okay.
Okay.
Like what?
So our Lunch and Learn last week, Thursday.
Yeah, last Thursday. How was
that? Was
that?
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you all to everyone who came out. The questions were great. You know, I love talking about funerals and explaining all the things.
Yes.
So.
Well, I'm looking at the comments on here. Informative meeting. Very good information. Enjoyed learning at this meeting. This person says, wish I could have made it. Hopefully next time. You already have people clamoring for next time.
Well, and we have another one set. So
Okay.
April 12th at a gathering place, the Senior Citizen Center, at 10 a.m. And I had a request for someone who wants to have one in the evening, so we're also working on that. But the next one will be April 12th.
April 12th at Ben Garant's place.
Yes.
Senior Citizen Center, a gathering place.
Yes,
Okay.
at 10 a.m. And Cindy Neves at Sweets by Cindy, God love her, has offered to sponsor food. So
once you bring it at 10 a.m., that's one of those in-between breakfast, lunchtime things.
I think we're going to get some breakfast yummies.
Mm.
She did pimento cheese and chicken salad and this amazing cheese ball.
Cool.
I mean, we ate well. So a huge shout out to Sweets by Cindy, to Cindy Neves, and also to Tiffany of Tiffany's Flowers and Gifts. She did an awesome door prize for us. It was this awesome basket, and it had little cute things from her shop, a Kentucky sign, and then some And, of course, there were a couple plants.
Yeah.
Because she's a flower shop.
What kind of questions were asked? What were people wanting to know about?
Things about insurance. And so we talked a lot about, and funny, I got a message on Facebook from a friend asking about this, and he even said, talk about it on the radio. So
they want us to talk about it on the radio?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is it?
It's Dusty's brother that messaged me.
Okay, good.
That he was talking to an insurance agent and salesman who wanted to add burial insurance to his policy. Well, so that's where you want to make sure, because there is a difference in burial insurance, what I have, and traditional life insurance. So we talked a lot about that and the differences, because with final expense insurance, which is what I have, because unfortunately other insurance agents aren't under my laws, and we just have these. It's one thing Kentucky does really right, y'all. We have amazing laws for prepaying funerals in the state of Kentucky. So any money that you give a funeral director by law has to earn interest. So that's what's so great about final expense insurance versus traditional life insurance. If you want to leave your kids $100,000, take out a $100,000 policy of traditional life insurance. Make it whole life or term, whatever's going to work best for you. If you want to pay for your funeral, then take out a final expense policy, because it will by law earn interest and keep up with inflation, and it will allow me to guarantee today's prices. But that only happens through a funeral home, not through an insurance agent. So we're two different things. Even though it's both insurance.
Two different types of insurance.
That insurance agent would have to be under a funeral home and would have to be selling final expense insurance to be under those laws.
Okay.
So that's what he was asking about and asking us to talk more about that on the radio.
Okay. So you all at Stitz do not sell life insurance?
I don't sell traditional life insurance.
That
It's
would
where,
be
like,
an
if you
actual
want,
insurance
so
agent.
like, yes, and we have lots of great insurance agents here in town. But if you want to leave $100,000 to your kids, or if you want to take out a $100,000 policy to pay off your house, those things you would talk to a traditional life insurance agent. Okay.
For funeral costs, you talk to you.
But now for funerals, to pay for your final expense, for burial, for cremation, because when you take out a $100,000 policy today, in 20 or 30 years, you're going to have a $100,000 policy, which is great. But most people don't take out $100,000 for their burial, for their final expense. Then you're talking about like a $10,000 if you're going to, for traditional burial.
Yeah.
Or less. It could be $5,000 if you're talking about and that's what we kind of figure out first of all, is what is it that you want? So how much do you need? And then when you prepay for that, when you prepay for your final expenses, the money that you give us has to go into an account, either the funeral funding trust or insurance. And by law in the state of Kentucky, both of those have to increase in value. They have to earn interest, and they're also protected from Medicaid.
Okay.
Now, traditional life insurance, if you have a $100,000 policy, that's not necessarily going to be protected from Medicaid. You may have to cash it out, or you may have to pay back money to Medicaid one day. So those are the big differences between the two.
And
is that clear as mud?
No, I understand. And those were the topics that were talked about.
That's one of the things we talked about. So we talked about insurance. We talked about who's in charge after someone dies. We talked about next of kin. We talked about power of attorney. Sarah Bryant came and she talked about living wills, power of attorney, and a will, and what the differences are and why you need them. So we just had a fun time talking about funerals.
Yes.
But it's hard because there is no good roadmap for this stuff. So that's why I say pick my brain. This is the stuff I know. I can't bake you a cake, but.
So the next one again, April 12th.
April 12th at
10 o'clock in the morning. What
yes.
Is that a Thursday again?
Why are you asking me the hard questions?
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So call Lana at 236-2113 and RSVP so we know how many are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, Cindy is going to provide food.
So that'll be April 12th, 236-2113. And to go ahead and call in and to the funeral home. We'll put you down for that. We can't call it a lunch and learn, can you, if it's breakfast?
No, it's just
breakfast
a seminar.
and burials.
Yeah. Okay, you are not writing my slogans.
Why?
Because it's terrible.
Lunch and learn and breakfast burials.
How about coffee chat?
I don't know. I like breakfast and burials a little bit better, personally.
No.
I don't think it's just because I came up with it either.
Terrible.
Let's see.
Terrible.
Looks like there's a nice little write-up on your mom. National Funeral Directors Association. Did they do a write-up on her?
So they contacted me for because March is Women's History Month,
Yes.
and they wondered if we would be willing to put something out. My mom's been a licensed funeral director for over 40 years, so just longer than most women. When I was a kid, she and Betty Bartle from down in Liberty were pretty much the only women that weren't wives at the Funeral Directors Convention every summer. So they just asked how Mom had influenced me. I said, well, if my mom weren't a funeral director, I don't know that I would be today. And it's funny because all of my friends who grew up with me, when I say no, people expect a man instead of me when I show up at their house, especially people who aren't from here. They look at me and they go, you're the funeral director? I'm the funeral director. Because in other places, it's mostly men.
Yeah.
But since we grew up with my mom, I think it's completely normal for a female to be a funeral director.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk with you every Tuesday, so I just assume funeral directors are female because, I mean, I talk with you and Mary Staff every Tuesday.
Other places, they're men.
They're not, yeah.
It's a male-dominated industry for the most part. We were honored to be asked, and they took some stuff off of our website and asked me a few questions, and they did the write-up about Mom. And so it's because she did. You don't think about it at the time, but my mom took over our funeral home in 1981. So, and she did get told a lot to go home and take care of her kids.
42 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got licensed in 1980, and then my grandfather died literally a year later.
Yeah, well, it talks about in
a year
here
and a day.
How, I guess,
Even
her father refused to hire her officially.
He wouldn't hire her in the beginning.
The funeral home was, quote, no place for a woman. And that was back in
the 70s.
1972 when she was working part-time. So it took, 9 years or so by the time in 81.
Well, he hired her in 78, and she did her apprenticeship. He let her start doing her apprenticeship.
Okay.
And in 77 or 78, and then she took her license in 80. She was 10 months pregnant with my sister.
So you're already born.
Yeah, I was 4.5. But Sarah was in her belly. In fact, she got to just take her test, and they were like, oh, Mary, when are you due? Now, this was July 9th. And she said, May 15th. And she said the look of horror and fear on all the men's faces in the room.
Oh, no. She's going to go into labor right here.
Yeah. They were all scared to death of that. And Mary Kay Duval, who was the secretary at the time, looked at my grandfather and said, Jack, I cannot believe you brought her up here. He said, I didn't bring her up here. She drove herself from Lexington. So Mom, and that she said when it got down to it, it was just I was hoping the baby would stay in one, couple more days.
One
just
more
a
day.
couple
Just
more
let
days,
me
and the
finish
day
this up.
of, let me just take my test, and then she can come. And sure enough, the next day, Mom was at visitation, and went into labor, and Sarah was born about 25 minutes later.
The day after she took her test?
The day after she took her test.
It was meant to be.
That's why we all know that Mom took her funeral director's license on June 9th of 1980. Sarah was born on June 10th of 1980. Yes.
It was meant to be then, huh?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Pretty cool little write-up, though. You can see this on the Stiff Funeral Home's Facebook page. Scroll down a couple of posts, and the National Funeral Directors Association, and with March being National Women's Month,
Women's History Month.
Women's History Month.
Yes.
But
so it talks about how women have changed some of the faces.
Yeah, but this is in conjunction with the National Professional Women's Conference,
yes,
right?
They're having
in May
a
in San
women's
Antonio.
conference.
Are you going to that?
I don't know yet. If we can get there, we will. But I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Our schedules are kind of fluid.
I don't know how far of a drive San Antonio is. What's
the
the farthest you all driven to pick up someone? Florida?
No, so I've flown lots of people in from all over the United States. The farthest I've ever gone to do a funeral, I left out of here at 5 o'clock one afternoon, and we drove a lady down to St. Pete, Florida. Drove through the night.
So you all directed the funeral in St. Pete?
Yes. I checked the state laws and what we had to do, and we left here at 5 o'clock, drove through the night.
Wow.
Got there about 8:15.
Yeah, that's about a 13-hour drive.
It was long. And we were in a hearse.
Yeah.
And so every time you stop, one of us has to stay outside in the hearse, and the other person goes
you
inside
can't leave
to the
the hearse
bathroom.
by itself if there's a person in the back?
No, we don't leave anyone unattended.
Okay.
So every time if we had to stop to go to the bathroom, whoever had to go to the worst went
running.
Yeah, we have to go in shifts. So it took a little longer than usual.
Wow. Well, what's the story? Why was the funeral in St. Pete? Why was she here?
So she lived here. She lived here for some time. The rest of her family was buried down in St. Pete. They had some other funerals within the family, and her husband just said, I don't. We flew some others down, but I don't want to, and I would prefer. Would you all mind? Would you be willing to do this? And we said sure. He said, I really just don't want to deal with anyone else, and I want to make sure that she's safe. And so we said, sure, we'll do it. So we drove her down.
Wow.
Had her funeral, had a graveside service. The family met us there. And
well, how many days did you stay?
We had the graveside service, and then we went to a hotel and went to sleep because we'd been up all night. Driven all night, yeah. And then I think we came home the next day.
Wow. That's 26 hours of driving in like a 2-day span. Crazy.
It was a lot, but...
Ann Yeager with Stith Funeral Home. And again, if you want to get in touch with them, 236-2113 is the phone number, 236-2113. Our family serving your family since 1926. And I read that little bit in the article there on your mom. So 97th anniversary this year.
Yep.
3 years away from the big hundo. 3 years away. Insane. It's 9:50. We'll step aside. We'll come back and finish up the conversation with Ann Yeager and Stith Funeral Home right after this.
Lee's Famous Recipe of Danville is honored to have served this community since 1972. They're excited to announce they are offering even more $5.99 lunch specials. Choose from Lee's 2-piece breast strip, 2-piece dark chicken, chicken slider, or a barbecue chicken sandwich. All specials come with a side of your choice along with a regular drink and an apple pie or cookie. Wednesday's Customer Appreciation Day. Come on in and ask for the Wednesday special. 3 pieces of famous crispy or strips, 2 sides of your choice, hot homestyle buttermilk biscuit, all $1 off the regular price. Don't feel like cooking tonight? Try one of their family meals. They come in options of 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece selections with your choice of sides. They specialize in catering, so if you need to cater a wedding, office party, funeral, birthday party, or any other special event, call them at 859-236-8777, 236-8777 for a free quote. Let them do all the work for you. They're located at 610 South 4th Street. Drive through or come on in. Lee's Famous Recipe, serving the best chicken in Danville for over 40 years.
Digging around here in Kentucky means hitting rock. Royal Flush Plumbing can help with rock removal, big or small, commercial or residential projects. Digging a line is easy with their whole ram and excavator equipment. Call Royal Flush for basement excavation too. They have equipment to help you whether you need emergency plumbing repair or other maintenance. Call Royal Flush owner Danny Lynn.
If you're looking for a plumber you can trust, pick up the phone and call Royal Flush, 859-319-1286. 859-319-1286.
At Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, save thousands all month long on over 4,500 new and used vehicles from any of our 23 locations. We have the largest selection in Kentucky. Choose from any brand at any time at DonFranklinAuto.com. We offer easy financing and free delivery of any vehicle to the closest Don Franklin location near you. Don Franklin, Nicholasville, Mitsubishi. Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, celebrating 50 years of respect and trust. Visit DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, Nicholasville, Mitsubishi.
Wow, Tricky's Car Wash is ready to make your vehicle look its very best. Tricky's Car Wash behind Smart Lube off South 4th Street. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and on Saturdays by appointment. Pickup and delivery service is available. 583-0560. Wash only $15. Wash and interior $25. Wash plus wax plus interior $50. And full detail, talk with Tricky. Tricky's Car Wash, 430 Bay Street, 583-0560. Right behind Smart Lube off South 4th. Tricky's Car Wash.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
All right, 9:54 in the morning. We are with Ann Yeager from Stith Funeral Home in here. And again, April 12th is the next, April 11th, April 12th.
April 12th.
April 12th is the next day.
At 10 a.m.
The breakfast and discussions.
Breakfast and coffee chat.
We could make it bacon and burial.
No.
Okay.
Terrible.
All right, here's a question on our Ask a Funeral Director. In the U.S., are there laws requiring a body to be embalmed before burial? If so, does it vary by state? This person says, in my religion, we don't do viewings and put the body in the ground as soon as possible. So when I go, I'd like to be as natural as possible. There's no need to pickle me, she says. No need to pickle her. Is that
a couple of misconceptions in that?
Okay.
Number one, embalming is not to pickle you. Embalming is to clean. So when we embalm, it is actually all the same stuff that is in your shower if we were to go compare ingredients. And if you shower every day, then you want to be embalmed. Embalming cleans the body. It's not to preserve the body. Preservation happens as a result of cleaning the body inside and out. So that's one of the big misconceptions, is that everybody thinks that embalming is to preserve you.
Mm-hmm.
Real preservation comes from a vault in the ground, not from embalming. So that's the number one. Number two, it does vary by state. Like Alabama, you can't leave the state of Alabama until you've been embalmed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but that's the law.
Okay.
I can't take anyone out of Alabama until they've been embalmed. Kentucky, there is no law about embalming. You do not have to be embalmed.
Okay.
And depending on the cemetery. Now, some cemeteries have rules, and some mausoleums have rules about you have to be embalmed to be in a mausoleum.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a cemetery rule. And cemeteries fall under different rules than I fall under. So, that funeral homes fall under. So, they can basically have whatever rules they want. So.
Okay.
So, no. So, yes, I can bury you directly in the ground. I've buried lots of people that I haven't embalmed. You name it. If it's legal, I'll do it.
If it's legal, you'll make it happen. The family wants that. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lady who didn't want to leave her house. So, we kept her at her house from the time she died until the time she was buried.
So you had the funeral service and visitation there then?
No, so we had a graveside service for her.
Okay.
But I think it was a cultural request, kind of similar, but it was a cultural request for her. She was born in another country where they don't go to funeral homes. So she didn't want to go. She wanted to stay in her house.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, she's buried in my basket casket. For those of you, we've talked about the basket casket before, my eco-friendly casket.
Yes.
And that is another misconception. People think that you have to go, which you don't. The biggest issue is it conducive for you staying in the house and getting you in and out of the house? That is also not always conducive.
Okay.
That's the bigger problem. So, and the other thing is that most people are not set up for that, and most families are not set up for that. And that's why I say not everybody is meant to do those types of things.
Yeah, yeah.
Like my husband, he'd be like, nope, take her to the funeral home. he would not, that would not be his thing. He would be like, nope, she can go to the funeral home.
With Ann Yeager from Stith Funeral Home, if you have any questions, 236-2113 is the phone number, 236-2113.
And you can ask me anything.
Ask her anything. That's that's a topic on Reddit. Ask me anything. I'm a funeral director. AMA, ask me anything.
Oh.
You get on there and do a little ask me anything on Reddit.
So you'd have to teach me about that. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. Well, we do it on here pretty much anyway. We
Basically,
have a live
yes.
Ask Me Anything, so
True.
we don't need to get on Reddit for
True.
it.
You just ask me anything.
We ask Ann Yeager anything, because she says ask her anything, so we do that.
Anything.
236-2113, Ann Yeager, appreciate you being on.
Yes. Y'all have a great day and love on your people. Take care.
You go. There's that sad music again. That means my time has come to an end of the Joe Show. Had a blast with you all on this Tuesday morning. Hope I'm at the start to your work day just a little bit more bearable. I'm Joe Mathis signing off. I'm back with you tomorrow morning, dark and early, on Danville's one-stop shop for local news, local events, and local voices. That's the Joe Show on AM 1230 and the brand new 103.9 FM WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Until then, God bless. Have a great, fun, and safe Tuesday afternoon as Curtis McPeak's Home Sweet Home leads us home sweet home. Kentucky Sports Radio is coming up next.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now